Chase. And the Sportsman competitors are also signed into the pit area. They will be competing in round one of points racing action towards the Belmont's Garage-sponsored South Region Point Championship. Absolutely beautiful day for racing here in southern New Jersey. Hard to believe that about 5-6 days ago we were having temperatures no higher than in the 30s. Today we're in the upper 60s to around 70 after a beautiful day yesterday. We are graced with another beautiful day here today. 2 days of racing action here at the Bridgeport Motorsports Park. Doug and Brittany Rose's Thy Kingdom of Speed. And we're ready to get into the second program of the season. Quite a busy day of racing yesterday as the Speedway hosted a complete program of racing for modified and sportsman competitors, as well as a makeup event for the sportsmen from a rainout last year. We had Michael Maresca from Baldwinsville, New York, scoring the modified victory, taking home the 25-lap, $3,000 payday. And Joe Toth had one of those dream nights. He picked up the $1,000 win in the 20-lap Sportsman regular event and then came back to win the Harry's U. Pullet Sportsman Grand National 100-lap championship race later in the evening. So those are the early season winners in Northeast Modified and Sportsman Racing, which kicked off yesterday right here at Bridgeport Motorsports Park. And today we're ready to go with the second day of racing here at Bridgeport and the Northeast opening event for the Bob Hilbert Sportswear Short Track Super Series, fueled by Sunoco. Drivers are getting prepared. Track crew is just now finishing up their final touches on the speedway surface before we bring the competitors out here on the racetrack at approximately 3:30 to get tonight's hot lap sessions underway. Don't forget, concessions are open out behind the grandstand. Also, several drivers have racing apparel for sale as well. The Bridgeport Novelty Stand is open, and the Short Track Super Series apparel table is set up just before the entrance to the pit area between the pits and the grandstand. Anybody in the pit area or the grandstand would like Short Track Super Series apparel, it is available right hot off the press from Bob Hilbert Sportswear. Some new designs, some new items. Stop down, see Sherry, and see some of the great things they have available at the Bob Hilbert Sportswear apparel table. We'd like to say thanks to some of our great sponsors for the Short Track Super Series, including our title sponsor, Bob Hilbert Sportswear, boasting more than a half century of providing the finest in screen-printed and embroidered apparel. Based in Boyertown, Pennsylvania, Bob Hilbert Sportswear specializing in the racing industry, along with schools, commercial, and corporate work. Their fundraising option is a great program for organizations and companies to raise awareness and funds. Check Bob Hilbert Sportswear out on the web at bobhilbert.com or do some shopping on the online store at bobhilbertshop.com. Bob Hilbert Sportswear, for the 11th consecutive year, the title sponsor of the Short Track Super Series. The official fuel is Sunoco Race Fuels. As the largest manufacturer of racing gasolines in the world, Sunoco Race Fuels has a 40-year track record of winning performances. With an expanded product line, Sunoco offering drivers more choices than ever before. Learn more at SunocoRaceFuels.com. Sunoco Race Fuels, proud to present the Short Track Super Series start and restart zone and the checkered flag. American Racer tires are the official tire for the Short Track Super Series. Known for their quality, durability, repeatability, and value, American Racer tires boasting a tradition of craftsmanship and innovation dating back to 1915. American Racer, race, win, repeat. Visit the official American Racer website at AmericanRacerOnline.com. 2026 Short Track Super Series specialty marketing partners include Bicknell Racing Products. Bicknell Racing Products. When the checkered flag drops at every 2026 Short Track Super Series event, drivers will be celebrating in Bicknell Racing Products Victory Lane. Bicknell Racing Products got his start when Pete Bicknell was in high school building his first race car as a senior project. More than 40 years later, the St. Catharines, Ontario chassis manufacturer has developed into the industry leader with state-of-the-art equipment and facilities in St. Catharines, Ontario and Niagara Falls, New York. Visit BicknellRacingProducts.com or like Bicknell Racing Products on Facebook, X, or Bicknell_Racing_Products on Instagram. Bicknell Racing Products, sponsor of STSS Victory Lane. Bears Performance Warehouse modified one to go, the white flag lap, before they reach Bicknell Racing Products Victory Lane. Drivers will be taking the Bears Performance Warehouse one to go on all STSS events. Bears Performance Warehouse white flag one to go on all STSS modified events. Bears Performance Warehouse, founded by Harry Barron in 1972 as Barron Speed Center, a general speed and a tire shop aimed at the general automotive market. In In 1982, the decision was made to focus on the parts and service market and leave behind Harry's career as a driver. The Speed Center has grown to be a nationally known leader in the automotive racing industry. Barron's Performance Warehouse, located at 38 Meadow Road, Florida, New York, can be found on the web at barrons.com, by phone at 845-651-7389. Barron's Performance Warehouse Modified, 1 to go. And something new for this season is the 2 to go. Troyer Dirt Cars sponsoring the 2 to go lap in modified competition at all SDSS modified events in 2026. Modified Troyer Dirt Car will be presenting the 2 to go lap for modifieds. Troyer Dirt Cars is a continuation of the same great craftsmanship and race car building expertise that began with Troyer Engineering in 1977. Troyer Dirt Cars is the home of the TD5 chassis and components. Visit TroyerDirtCars.com to learn more. Troyer Dirt Cars, 2 to go for the modifieds. The Exotic brand sponsors the Sportsman division white flag and 1 to go. The Exotic brand, established in 2019, is a multimedia public relations company based in upstate New York. The Exotic brand is striving to set the standard in the industry with a modern and unique approach to your idea every time, offering PR management and social media content, graphic design, business management, and more. We strive to change the way your world is viewed, like the Exotic brand on Facebook or at the Exotic brand _ on Instagram. The Sportsman white flag, the Exotic brand, 1 to go. Dirt Draft Hot Laps will be coming up about 3:30, as we mentioned. It all gets started on every short track Super Series race night with Dirt Draft Hot Laps. Go to dirtdraft.com, download the all-new Dirt Draft app on Apple or Google App Stores. New features, new games, and a new speed shop. Become the 2026 Short Track Super Series Fantasy Champion. At each event, the user has $100,000 to spend on 5 drivers. Each driver has a different salary cap based on past results. Draft your team of 5 drivers to compete against hundreds of other teams and check on your competition on the series against the season-long leaderboards. Dirt Draft Hot Laps coming up to begin our Short Track Super Series race program. Following that will be Penske Racing Shock opening ceremonies. Before the first official green flag of the night, Penske Racing Shocks presents opening ceremonies. Penske Racing Shocks, the industry leader in providing high-quality racing shocks for automotive vehicles, motorcycles, and off-road vehicles. Every single shock built machine and hand-built. No assembly lines, no stamped-out pieces, no offshore manufacturing. Personalized attention provided to every product sold. Provides the finest reliability, consistency, and performance. Learn more on the web at PenskeShocks.com. Like Penske Racing Shocks on Facebook. Follow at Penske Shocks on X or at Penske_Racing_Shocks on Instagram. Penske Racing Shocks opening ceremonies following Dirt Draft Hot Laps. BA Custom Headers sponsors the redraw after the conclusion of heat races. Top qualifiers take part in the BA Custom Headers redraw. More than 25 years in the header fabrication business, BA Custom Headers of Genoa, New York can customize your power curve for a broader range of power. Each header or exhaust setup has been tried and tested and chosen by top modified and late model teams across the country. BA Performance Headers on the web at baheaders.com. You can also look them up. BA Headers is on the web at baheaders.com or on Facebook, BA Headers, and Instagram at BA Headers. The BA Custom Headers redraw. We also have, in the modified division, the Algonquin Motel SDSS lap down go-around. The first driver off the lead lap at the time of each caution receives the lap down go-around, courtesy of Algonquin Motel, Bainbridge, New York. Visit them on the web at algonquinmotel.com to learn more. The Algonquin Motel modified lap down go-around. And coming up during warm-ups today, JLR Technologies Sportsman Hot Lap Hero. The modifieds and Sportsman will both be timed during warm-ups today to determine starting lineups for their qualifying events. The driver recording the fastest time in Dirt Draft Hot Laps for each of the scheduled STSS Sportsman events this season receives $50 cash, courtesy of JLR Technologies of Johnstown, New York. JLR Technologies, specializing in sheet metal, suspension components, and shocks. Like JLR Technologies on Facebook for more information. ATL Fuel Cells sponsoring the modified Hot Lap Hero. The driver recording the fastest time in Dirt Draft Hot Laps for each of the scheduled STSS modified events receives $100 cash courtesy of the Ramsey, New Jersey-based ATL Fuel Cells. Aerotech Laboratories and its ATL Fuel Cell division have been leading the way with the creation of crash-resistant flexible composite safety fuel cell since their inception in 1970. From its humble beginnings in a small New Jersey shop to its now commanding multiple facilities that span 2 continents worldwide, ATL has grown into a global household name within the motorsports, aerospace, marine, and defense industries. ATL, located on Spear Road, Ramsey, New Jersey. Visit them on the web at atlinc.com. Give them a call at 201-825-1400 or like them at ATL Racing Fuel Cells on Facebook or ATL Racing Fuel Cells on Instagram. ATL Racing Fuel Cell, modified Hot Lap Heroes. ATL Fuel Cells, JLR Technology, Algonquin Motel. Penske Racing Shocks, Dirt Draft Hot Laps, PA Custom Headers, the Exotic Brand, Troyer Dirt Cars. Bears Performance Warehouse and Bicknell Racing Products are all Short Track Super Series specialty marketing partners. All right, track crew continuing their final preparations for Hot Laps. We are going to step aside briefly for those folks watching the Short Track Super Series opening program here on FloRacing. You're watching the season opener of the Bob Hilbert Sportswear Short Track Super Series fueled by Sunoco live for Bridgeport Motorsports Park, the Doug Hoffman Memorial. We are back here at Bridgeport Motorsports Park for the Doug Hoffman Memorial 60 over special here at Bridgeport. Bob Hilbert Sportswear Short Track Super Series fueled by Sunoco. This is day 2 of racing here at Bridgeport Motorsports Park. Tim Pitts, track announcer here at Thy Kingdom of Speed. Tim, what an impressive opening day of racing we had yesterday.
I'll tell you, the crowd was as impressive as the roster of cars in the pit area. 4 qualifying heats for the Sportsman, 3 qualifying heats for the Modifieds, a pair of B mains for Sportsman, 1 for the Modifieds, and then, of course, probably the quickest 100 lap national feature we ever witnessed. Those guys were great last night for the 100-lapper, the nightcap. Before that, they ran the modified 25-lapper. The Sportsman's had a second feature event to kick things off, a 20-lapper for that. Banner field of cars, banner field of fans. It was a great, great show to open up this 26 campaign.
Absolutely. You know, when the heats came out and we were trying to give a little bit of info about some of the drivers that were out there, virtually every heat for the Sportsman division, oh, this guy's a champion here. This guy was the champion there. This guy was the champion a couple of years ago. And then in the 100-lapper, at one point, the first 6 guys in the running order were all track champions here at some point in time. It was an impressive array of drivers.
Certainly was. And I'll tell you what, great to have them on board. Hope we see them again back here a whole lot often as the Demers HVAC company coming on as a title sponsor here for Bridgeport Sportsman each and every week. And a lot of those guys from yesterday are back again today for actually maybe feature number 3 for them this weekend. It's a chance for a lot of these Sportsman guys to take home a triple payroll this weekend.
Absolutely. Yeah, they're busy guys there this weekend and a very solid field of race cars in the pit area today. We're going to be having 4 qualifying heats for the modifieds, 4 qualifying heats for the Sportsman. Currently right now, for those watching at home, we've got a pit walk going on here for some of the cars that are back there in the pit area. So, you know, Tim, thank God we got some beautiful weather here. You know, earlier last week it was no higher than highs in the 30s for a couple of days, but the original forecast said we were only going to hit maybe 50. But boy, that changed about midweek, and we've got absolutely beautiful weather.
Track crew did a phenomenal job last Saturday night. Of course, a week ago we had our hot lap session, or shakedown sessions for all divisions of excitement here at the Speedway. Drivers taking to the additional clay that was put down on the playground very, very well. Great job by the track crew. They pretty much did a miracle in less than a week's worth of time, and just hauling in the clay, putting it down, and immediately melting it into the surface. And great playground. Rave reviews by about 99.9% of the campaigners that had a hot lap session here. And of course, yesterday's big season opener. Now, besides the bounty of sponsorships that carry every SDSS show, brand new sponsor here. They'll be an associate sponsor for this afternoon's program on behalf of Bridgeport Motorsports Park. Delsey Steaks, they came on board last year. Well, they came on board big time this year with a big billboard down there as well. And Delsey Steaks, small business, and of course they are located up in Vineland, New Jersey, open 6 days a week. They've got some sit-down seating, and they've also got some drive-through as well. So we welcome the folks from Delsey Steaks on board as a big associate sponsor for the entire program here. Day number 2, the Doug Hoffman Memorial Race Weekend.
All right, so Tim Pitts is here in the booth with us today. Another guy's here in the booth with me today. He joined me last season for the very first time for a full year of modified racing action. Mr. Earl Hoon Jr., who's been quite well known in sprint car racing, but he completed a whole season of modified racing and fell in love, I think you could say, with it because it's the way you got excited for some of the races. But you got to do some sprint cars yesterday, so.
Yeah, we were able to drop the green flag for the first time yesterday afternoon up at the Port Royal Speedway with the 410 sprints and the super late models, and then that was a very big success. Great race where Danny Dietrich was able to get the first checker flag of the 2026 season up at the Port and Weckert Livestock 410 sprint car competition, and Trevor Feathers was able to get the win yesterday also at the Speed Palace in Penske Racing Shock super late models. But that was a great show. Went home, got a couple of hours of sleep, woke up, got on the turnpike, and headed right here to kick off the season with the Bob Hilbert Sportswear Short Track Super Series.
But here's something new, because last year, and traditionally this race is on a Saturday, because of the Sportsman 100 that we had to finish up yesterday from last year, this race got moved to today. So you weren't here last year, so this is your first time being here in the booth at Bridgeport. I know you've been here as a spectator before. But,
I have. I've been here probably good 5-7 times as a spectator, as you mentioned there. Came down here when the World of Outlaws first returned here. Obviously, High Limit, USAC. I think we're on a trend here with the big sprint car shows. But the one thing I love, the modifieds were also the sport division.
Right.
And I love those kind of shows, and I love coming here. Unfortunately, my parents never brought me down here as a kid, so I was never here for the big 5/8. Right. And I always hear wonderful stories about that track. And in fact, if you're familiar with Lynn Schaefer Productions, he used to have the Thunder in the Mountains, all right? And that used to be my Christmas gift as a kid.
Okay.
And he always used to come down here, and I remember watching a video, I believe Sammy Swindell in the Hooters #1 has a victory here in sprint car competition.
Sammy has a lot of wins here.
Yeah. So, unfortunately, I was never here when the big track was here, but I always came here with the new configuration and always have a great time. So, folks, if you have never been here to Bridgeport Motorsports Park, you have got to put it on the bucket list. Regardless of whatever is running here, the track is absolutely in great condition every single time I come down here, and it always puts on tremendous racing.
Absolutely. Well, Tim, we've got the high bank 4/10. We've got the quarter mile, fairly high banked. It doesn't look it from up here, but if you walk out, the quarter mile's got quite a bit of banking for the micro sprints and slingshots. But we got another project going out back.
There we got little Bridgeport being built back there in the parking lot. Maybe when you pulled into the parking area today, you look way off to your left over towards the wooded zone, and you'll see a brand new quarter midget speedway being built. So we've got what we call a lifetime experience here at the racetrack. When you hit 5 years old, you can start racing quarter midgets up until you're 15. Then, of course, you can hop on a quarter mile for 270s and 600s and the smaller cars. Then, of course, you hop on the big track with maybe 4 cylinders and straight stocks and Sportsman, then up to modifieds. Then when you get to be about maybe 85 or 86, you come back with a vintage car.
There you
go.
go.
This is a lifetime experience right here at Bridgeport. You need not go anywhere else.
That's right.
Very true.
Absolutely. Doug Rose has it all as soon as we get that quarter midget track finished back there. So, great afternoon. We're going to get some more sponsors in here for a few minutes until we're ready to get back to the track. The guys are back there getting ready. And then we'll get tonight's Dirt Draft Hot Laps underway. We'd like to say thanks to our Short Track Super Series regional marketing partners, including our North Region title sponsor, High Torque of New York. Are you putting the torque in New York? High Torque of New York is your one-stop shop for all torque tool and industrial bolting needs. They offer rental, sales solutions, and training, as well as on-site torque wrench calibration and repair of all manual, pneumatic, hydraulic, and battery-powered torque wrenches. Visit at High Torque New York on Facebook and X. High Torque New York, for this year, will be the second year sponsoring the North Region points for the modifieds. For the South Region, today is the South Region point opener, and welcome back to New Jersey Quality Drywall, owned and operated by former modified driver Dave Whitty. New Jersey Quality Drywall, founded in 1980, was incorporated nearly a quarter century ago in 1999. New Jersey Quality Drywall, servicing the tri-state New Jersey, Pennsylvania, New York area and beyond, where the residential, commercial work, residential capabilities, including furnishing and installing drywall from single-family homes to large developments. Their commercial work includes steel framing, insulation, drywall, acoustic ceilings, and commercial fit-outs. New Jersey Quality Drywall can be reached by phone 908-835-1880 or 908-303-9040 or email whittygroup@gmail.com. New Jersey Quality Drywall, our South Region modified sponsor, and today is the first point race for the South Region. Our North Region Sportsman title sponsor is Madsen Overhead Doors, back again this season. Thank you to them as well. Madsen Overhead Doors of Spencertown, New York, a recognizable name in Northeast modified racing. Madsen Overhead Doors has been a family-owned and operated 4-generation business since 1954. They offer residential, commercial, industrial, and loading dock equipment, along with all garage door needs. A fleet of 18 sales, service, and installation trucks are equipped daily for installations and service. Madsen Overhead Doors covers the Capital District of New York, parts of the Hudson Valley, the Berkshires of Massachusetts, Litchfield County, Connecticut, Bennington County, Vermont, and surrounding areas. Madsen Overhead Doors, located on State Route 203, Spencertown, New York, can be found on the web at MadsenOverheadDoors.com or reached by phone at 518-392-3883. Madsen Overhead Door, the North Region Sportsman sponsor. Today is the first point race in the South Region for the Sportsman, sponsored by Belmont's Garage. Belmont's Garage, founded in 1965 by Chick Belmont. Andy Belmont now serving as the Langhorne, Pennsylvania business manager. Belmont's Garage providing general auto and truck repair, servicing all brands of vehicles, Pennsylvania licensed RV and trailer inspection, Pennsylvania licensed motorcycle inspection, and serving as a certified emergency vehicle repair center. Belmont's Garage utilizing ASC certified technicians. Belmont's Garage located on West Maple Avenue, Langhorne, Pennsylvania. Visit belmontsgarage.com or call 215-757-3813 or like Belmont's Garage on Facebook. Belmont's Garage, the Sportsman South Region, New Jersey Quality Drywall Modified South Region, Madsen Overhead Door Sportsman North Region, and High Torque of New York, the Modified North Region, are 2026 Short Track Super Series regional marketing partners. All right, we're going to step aside and take another break. For those of you watching on FloRacing, you are watching and tuning in to get ready to see the 2026 season opener of the Bob Wilbur Sportswear Short Track Super Series fueled by Sunoco. Once again, here's the Speedway. Don't forget, concessions are open. If you need something to eat or drink, concessions are open. The main concession behind the main grandstand. Down towards turn number 1 is the pit/grandstand concession. You can access it from either side. The Bridgeport novelty stand is open if you need to pick up a Bridgeport wearing apparel, sweatshirt, t-shirt, hat. Also, Short Track Super Series apparel is available just before you would cross into the pit area. The series has the table set up with all of the Short Track Super Series apparel down there if you like to get some brand new swag for the Short Track Super Series. Bridgeport full of souvenir programs are also available. Make sure you pick up a copy right inside the main entrance. Brand new programs.
Overnight they'll be sold at the inaugural stand.
Okay.
We're going for this deal yesterday. You want to pick up that inaugural copy of the Bridgeport full of souvenir program this year. They are going to be available today at the novelty stand.
Very good.
I think they do that church.
Okay. We are back here at Bridgeport Motorsports Park. The call has gone out to the pit area. Drivers are being summoned to the staging lane for Dirt Track Hot Laps. Hey, don't forget, you can keep up to date with the Bob Wilbur Sportswear Short Track Super Series fueled by Sunoco as we travel through the second decade of racing. The website is shorttracksuperseries.com, Facebook Short Track Super Series, X at Short Track SS, Instagram Short Track Super Series, and YouTube at Short Track Super Series. The Short Track Super Series, you can watch live every lap on FloRacing. Every 2026 Bob Wilbur Sportswear Short Track Super Series fueled by Sunoco event broadcast live on FloRacing in addition to every Fonda Speedway event. Visit FloRacing.com to sign up today. One annual payment gives you access to the Short Track Super Series Fonda and a host of other series and facilities, including High Limit 410 Sprints, Lucas Oil Late Models, USAC, Port Royal, the NASCAR Wheel and Modified Tour, Castrol Night in America, and much, much more. Watch the races across all screens by downloading the FloSports app on iOS, Android, Apple TV, Roku, Amazon Fire, and Chromecast. FloRacing, come for the race and stay for the rush. If you are looking for lineups, Timing, scoring, points, and more. The Bible Over Sportswear Short Track Super Series, fueled by Sunoco, utilizes My Race Pass. Don't miss out. Download the app today. All right, so the Short Track Super Series was supposed to start last weekend at the Port Royal Speedway, but the weather and track conditions did not allow us to do that, so we are here at Bridgeport for the first official race for the series. Next week, Sunday, March the 29th, will be the first ever trip for the STSS to the Bedford Speedway, Bedford, Pennsylvania. It'll be the 90th anniversary season opener for the Bedford Speedway at the Bedford Fairgrounds. The STSS Modified Quality Drywall South Region Race Number 2 will be joining the Super Late Models for Bedford's 90th anniversary opener on Sunday, March 29th. Then we take a little break, and we'll go to another racetrack, first time ever appearance, to the Valley of Speed, Thursday, May 21st, Lebanon Valley Speedway, West Lebanon, New York, the King of Spring, STSS Modified High Torque New York North Region opener, along with the STSS Sportsman Madsen Overhead Door North Region event number 1. That'll be at Howie Commanders Lebanon Valley on Thursday, May 21. And then coming up right after that on Memorial Day weekend, always a fun event, Sunday, May 24th, Memorial Day weekend, Brookfield Speedway at the Madison County Fairgrounds, Fast Cars and Freedom, STSS Sportsman, Madsen Overhead Door, North Region event number 2. The full schedule for the Short Track Super Series on the web at shorttracksuperseries.com. All right. Any of you guys ever been to Bedford?
Been to bed? Oh, Bedford? No.
I have multiple times. Tim, I don't know if you ever made it to the Bedford Fairgrounds, but something very unique there. Another historic facility, like Jeff mentioned, they're opening up their 90th season when we get there next week. But one very unique thing is you go up the hill and down the hill, okay? So I'm sure someone is going to correct me if I am wrong, but I believe you go down the hill on the front stretch and up a hill going down the back stretch.
You have to be this tall to ride that ride.
Absolutely, and they do check how tall you are before entering the speedway.
Yeah.
So, but one thing I am looking forward to, Jeff, you just mentioned it, Lebanon Valley. I have never been there. I heard some great stories from that place, but Tim, I guess it lives up to its moniker, the Valley of Speed.
Have you been there, Tim?
Actually, I have not, but I'm good friends with Howie Commander. Talk to him often. Over times in the winter, if I'm bored, I'll just pick up the phone and call Howie.
Yeah.
And we'll talk for a half hour, 45 minutes. And, it's a great guy. He has come such a long way in the sport. I think he was one of the early innovators of the sport of stock car racing, along with Glenn Donnelly. They were the best of friends for decades.
Yes.
And, an innovator. He knows how to run a program. Of course, he was famous for the dollar dogs, dollar fries back in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. And the guy has certainly made his mark in the world of racetrack promoting.
If I don't quote me on this, it could be wrong, but he was, I think, only like late teenager when he sort of got control of the Valley because his uncle ran the track. So that's why he's been promoter there forever and ever, because he was very young. But I've been there many times as a fan, and it'll be cool to go back. So.
See, my problem in life is I don't make a good race fan. So unless I'm working a show or up here or something like that, I'll tell you, I've tried it a couple times and just offended everybody around me, so that didn't work.
So you were the one that everybody was yelling, "Sit down."
No, shut up. No, it wasn't sit down. It was just shut up. I mean, I even embarrassed, back in the day, Ken and Sam White at Middletown. It took a lot to do that. And they were even embarrassed to have me sit behind them. So no more.
Matt Peck, you're due for hot laps session number 1. Matt Peck, we need you on the racetrack. Matt Peck, please.
Check lost and found.
Okay, folks, we have Dirt Draft Hot Laps on the Speedway. And again, the drivers will be timed during Dirt Draft Hot Laps. Again, all the drivers drew for their starting heat races. They drew to see what heat race they will be in. They will now come out in time amongst their heat race group to determine the lineup in that heat race. But they did draw to determine which heat race they would be in. And we will be having 9 cars per heat race. We will go 5 then 4, 5 then 4 for each warm-up group. And we will invert the top 3 after hot laps to determine the starting lineup. The rest will fall in heads up. All right, the cars that are coming out for the first half of heat number 1 out of Gibbstown, New Jersey will be Matt Peck. Matt is in the BK Trucking, number 51, former track champion here out of Hatfield, Pennsylvania. Driving the number 22, that is Ronnie Solomon in the Straub Tree Service entry. Mike Butler, the short-load ready-mix concrete 04 out of Bedminster, New Jersey. Making a return to the Short Track Super Series. Good to see him, the number 56. That is Doug Klein. He is in the Rakoski Automotive Advanced Auto Parts, number 56. And also out there we have Kyle Hartzell. Kyle is out of Bethlehem, Pennsylvania in the C.A. Schuler & Sons Auto Repair, number 88.
So drivers coming around to see the white flag. Right now, Mike Butler will be setting the pace with an 18.249, 18.249. Doug Klein, second, quick at 18.349. Ronnie Solomon, third at 18.378. Kyle Hartzell, 18.410. That's fourth quick. Now we have officially broken into the 17-second bracket. Mike Butler better on his second lap at a 17.958, 17.958. That is going to be the mark right now here, fellas. So right now, Mike Butler is in the hunt to be tonight's Sportsman Hot Lap Hero Award, brought to you by JLR Technologies.
All right, Dirt Draft Hot Laps. Again, it all gets started in every Short Track Super Series race night with Dirt Draft Hot Laps. Go to dirtdraft.com or download the all-new Dirt Draft app on the Apple or Google App Stores. New features, new games, and a new speed shop. Become the 2026 Short Track Super Series Fantasy Champion. At each event, the user has $100,000 to spend on 5 drivers. Each driver has a different salary based on past results. Draft your team of 5 drivers to compete against hundreds of other teams and check on your competition as the season's long leaderboard. That's Dirt Draft Hot Laps. Here comes the second half of heat race number 1. Matt Peck now making it out. We have the CTZ Construction. Belmont's Garage, number 59 of Colin Cox. He was last year's Grandview champion out of Percy, Pennsylvania. Former champion here at Bridgeport, driving in the number 27, Ryan Anderson out of Peach Bottom, Pennsylvania. Out of Gilbertsville, Pennsylvania will be in the number 28 of Brian Rhodes. Brian Rhodes in the number 28. He is in the Drainman Plumbing sponsored race car. And out of Magog, Quebec, Canada, driving the number 87C. That is the AS Construction Auto Credit 123 sponsored race car of Christopher Cordeau. Christopher Cordeau, he was here racing yesterday. That's the second half of qualifying heat number 1 for the Belmont's Garage South Region Sportsman, sponsored here at Bridgeport by Demers Heating and Cooling.
So again, Mike Butler is on the point. Only driver to make it into the 17-second bracket right now. Doug Klein second, Ronnie Solomon third, and Kyle Hartzell fourth. Track is absolutely in great shape right now as we get underway with Time Dirt Draft Hot Laps with the Short Track Super Series Sportsman Division. As now Ryan Anderson is going to go to the top of the board, but there goes Matt Peck. He's going to be fastest overall right now with a 17.702, 17.702. You can see live time and scoring on the left side of your screen for everyone watching at home on FloRacing. As the track is getting faster right now, Matt Peck better, 17.531. Ryan Anderson second quick at a 17.616. As we get the rest of the field by, but right now, Matt Peck is in the hunt for the Hot Lap Hero Award, brought to you by JLR Technologies.
All right, Matt Peck is the fastest in heat group number 1, 17.531. They'll invert 3. He'll start third. Then from fourth on back will go heads up in that qualifying heat. Here is heat race number 2, the first half. Driving car number 10 junior, that's the Eppers Automotive, Veros Construction entry out of West Milford, New Jersey, John Leiby Sr. Next up, out of Milford, New Jersey, in the short-load ready-mix concrete number 5B, also sponsored by Gary Septic Services, that is Bobby Butler. Driving out of Harrington, Delaware, he is in the Messick and Gray number 4W, Brandon Watkins. Driving out of Bartow, Pennsylvania, he is driving in the 917T Grandview Speedway regular, that's Teague Miller. And also out there out of Piles Grove Township, New Jersey, he is a former track champion here at Bridgeport in the Izzy Trucking and Rigging number 14B. He was in the hunt last night in that Sportsman Grand National race for that $10,000 third place payday. The Thrill, Ethan Bill. Ethan Bill out there in the 14B. This is the first half of heat race number 2.
So again, Matt Peck, fastest overall as we continue with time dirt draft hot laps at a 17.531. Again, we like to thank JLR Technologies for becoming the presenting sponsor for the Sportsman Hot Lap Hero Award during the 2026 racing season. As Brett Deo, owner and lead promoter with the Short Track Super Series, talking to the drivers over the one-way radio system, letting them know to start to pick up the speed as we're going to wind them up and turn them loose one more time here at the Kingdom of Speed, the Bridgeport Motorsports Park. We'll get that. So once times come in here on My Race Pass, we will give them to you. But a beautiful day here at Bridgeport, as Ethan Bill will set the mark right now for the drivers making up heat race number 2 at 18.023. Brendan Watkins will go to the top of the board with a 17.50. Now Bobby Butler, fastest in this group at a 17.462, and he's going to be fastest overall right now. So Bobby Butler to the top of the board. Brendan Watkins still second, quick at a 17.738, as now Butler faster on his second lap at a 17.330. 17.330 as Bobby Butler in the 5B is going to be fastest overall right now in dirt draft timed hot laps.
All right, that's the first half of heat number 2. Again, as Earl mentioned, JLR Technologies sponsoring the hot lap here for the Sportsman. The fastest time out of all of dirt draft hot laps for Sportsmen will receive $50 cash courtesy of JLR Technologies, Johnstown, New York. JLR Technologies specializing in sheet metal suspension components and shocks. Like JLR Technologies on Facebook for more information. Second half of heat number 2, rolling out on a speedway. The young man is a versatile teenager, an asphalt racer, and a dirt racer. Here today, out of Galloway, New Jersey, the Shortland Ready Mix Concrete number 73, H. Pauly Hartwig III. And also out there, driving out of West Milford, New Jersey, the AASA Land Surveyors Full-Wiler's Garage 28L, the Cowboy Jimmy Leiby. Also rolling out of Milford, Delaware, in the Millman's Napa Auto Parts, number 91, Luke Bunting. Luke was the feature winner here last season. And also rolling out of Milton, Delaware, he is driving car number 27. That will be Robbie Emery, the AS Contractors, Dixon Contracting, number 27, Robbie Emery out of Milton, Delaware. Dirt Draft Hot Laps continuing for the Belmont's Garage. The Murs Heating and Cooling Sportsman here today as part of the Bob Hilbert Sportswear Short Track Super Series fueled by Sunoco Racing program, brought to us today by Delsey Steaks.
So as the drivers come up to speed, you see the 73 of Pauly Hartwig the third right there, was just in competition at the South Boston Speedway in asphalt competition with the Modifieds, Tim.
He even brought one with just in case.
Did indeed.
Pretty cool. Just in case, yeah.
I think that might be the first ever asphalt modified in the pit area at Bridgeport.
So Hartwig will go 6 quick on his first lap at 18.003. Jimmy Leiby, 9th quick right now, 18.374. Luke Bunting, you see him on your screen, 2nd quick in this group at a 17.369. So still, Bobby Butler, fastest overall here in timed dirt draft hot laps with the Short Track Super Series Sportsman at a 17.330.
All right, so Bobby Butler, quickest in this group and quickest overall, looking for the JLR Technology Hot Lap Hero. Ready to go with heat race number 3, the first half. Driving out of Corning, New York, he is in the number 87. That will be Colin Brown. Colin Brown in the number 87, the Leland Harris Busing and Trucking sponsored race car. Out of Lehighton, Pennsylvania, driving the CNS1 Landscape number 21P, Ryan Graver. Also rolling out of South Brunswick, New Jersey, he's driving car number 45. That'll be Chris Garback. Chris Garback, he is in the RJS RWR Racing sponsored 45 Junior. Out of Sicklerville, New Jersey, he was one of the drivers in the hunt for that $10,000 third place payout in the 100-lapper yesterday, and also for the win. Driving the U.S. Electrical Services BK Sheet Metal 69K, former champion here, Steve Kemery. And out of Norristown, Pennsylvania, driving in the number 22A, will be Adriana Delaponte. Adriana Delaponte, regular at the Grandview Speedway in the Rain-X Professional Belmont's Garage 22A. We were mentioning this yesterday, Tim. We have an interesting mix of drivers, track regulars, invaders, and now we've got about the same today, a couple different guys coming in for the series event.
Interesting, too, of course, last night, a lot of drivers we just talked about bringing backup rides with them. We know Lynn Peters dropped both race cars, and pretty much after last night's experience with both of those race cars, he had to build one good car out of two cars. Do send condolences out to Lynn Peters and family. Of course, his pretty much adopted mom, as he puts it, passed away yesterday afternoon as well. So, well, I'll tell you, he was one busy guy, and he's going to go back home and do a lot more work. So condolences sent out to Lynn Peters and his family on the passing of the closest person in his life.
Yeah, our condolences and thoughts to him and his family.
So drivers are going to see the Sunoco checker flag this time by, and right now, setting the pace for this heat race during timed dirt draft hot laps is going to be the 22A of Adriana Delaponte with a 17.721. That's a 17.721. Steve Kemery second quick at a 17.891. Colin Brown third quick at 18.022. So still, Bobby Butler fastest overall during time dirt draft hot laps with the short track Super Series Sportsman division. Again, he is still in the hunt to be today's Sportsman Hot Lap Hero Award, or Hero, the award brought to you by JLR Technologies.
Here's the second half of qualifying heat race number 3. We'll find the 4 of Travis Hill. Travis led so long yesterday until a late race restart cost him a shot at the win. He had led a long time yesterday in the Iceless number 4H out of Elmer, New Jersey. Travis Hill, former track champion here, number 2 on the all-time Sportsman win list. Driving in the Rayco Automotive number 2B Junior out of South River is Christopher Buffalino. And we also have the driver out of Boyertown, Pennsylvania. He was runner-up in points here last season in his first full year here at Bridgeport. Driving in the Pioneer Pole Building, Springfield Meets 117, Jesse Herthler. We also have out here Jax Yohn. Jax Yohn in the Carroll's Tree Service number 74. He was the feature winner here at Bridgeport last season. Jax is also out of Boyertown.
Only 2 drivers breaking into the 17-second bracket in this group. Now, Jax Yohn, he's going to go to the top of the board for the drivers making up heat race number 3 at a 17.471. Travis Hill looking good right now in the 40H. Jax Yohn second quick. Now Yohn to the top at a 17.402. Travis Hill back up top, a 17.391. So these drivers are going to make the turn to head back to the pit area. But right now, Jeff Allen, Travis Hill is going to be fastest in this group for the drivers making up heat race number 3 at a 17.391. 17.391.
No surprise, Travis was extremely fast yesterday until Joe Toth was able to sneak by late in the race. All right, heat number 4 coming out. Heat race number 4. First group coming out of Middletown, Delaware. And the M&M trailer repair. And Training Tales Dog Daycare number 59 will be Tom Moore Jr. TMJ in the 59. Out of Laurel, Delaware, driving the number 15 will be Adam White. The Superior Homes Plunk Creek Farms number 15. Nick Van Wickle out of Jacksonville, New Jersey in the number 41. Out of Cream Ridge, New Jersey, the Elegant Exteriors number 20, Ryan Simmons, former NES champion. And out of Clearfield, Pennsylvania, in the English Construction 711, Todd English. Todd English. That is the first half of heat number 4.
So again, Bobby Butler still fastest overall here during the time dirt draft hot laps with the Short Track Super Series Sportsman Division. His lap times coming in now via My Race Pass. Don't forget to download that if you want to follow all year long with live timing and scoring. Adam White, a 17.400. He's going to be setting the pace right now. Tom Moore Jr. second quick on his second lap at a 17.546. Ryan Simmons third quick at 17.594. And Nick Van Winkle fourth quick at 17.723. Todd English better on his second lap. Now he'll go fourth quick at a 17.656. But Adam White set down a pretty good lap there on his second time around. He's going to set the pace right now for the drivers making up the 4th heat race of the afternoon at a 17.367.
Yeah, Adam has spent most of his career in the first state running at Delaware International in Georgetown, but I'll tell you what, he does travel occasionally, and he has logged a fair amount of laps here, so that is not surprising either to see him turning some good laps. All right, here we go. Final half of heat race number 4. This will be it for this. The Demers Heating and Cooling, Belmont's Garage, South Region Sportsman. Matt Ellery out of South Plainfield, New Jersey. The Ellery's Restaurant, Supreme Heating and Air Conditioning, number 29. He is a feature winner here last year, rolling out on the Speedway. Last night's feature winner of both events. He won the Harry's Upola Sportsman Grand Nationals and the regularly scheduled feature, the defending champion here. Today, however, he is in the family race car, the Sweetwater Marina number 9 from Upper Makefield, Pennsylvania, Joe Toth. Driving out of Horseheads, New York, he is in the Architectural Concrete 27B, Quentin Buchanan. And also out there out of Jackson, New Jersey, the Valco Wheels number 928, Kevin Borden. 9 more cars ready to go, or 9 cars total, I should say, in heat race number 4, 36 total for the Belmont's Garage South Region Sportsman. The final hot lap for the Dirt Draft Hot Laps for the Sportsman looking for the JLR Hot Lap Hero.
So we had a couple drivers get close to Bobby Butler's time at a 17.330. Adam White right now setting the pace here early on for the drivers making up the 4th heat race at a 17.367. Joe Toth right there. He'll come around to see the white flag. His first lap time is going to be second quick at a 17.452. Can he go to the top of the board right now? Looking pretty good. The Sunoco checker flag is out. Joe Toth, can he improve on his second lap? He does, still second quick at 17.423. So Adam White is going to be the fastest driver here in this group at a 17.367. Joe Toth second quick, a 17.423. Tom Moore Jr. third quick, a 17.546. Ryan Simmons fourth quick, a 17.594, and Todd English fifth quick at 17.656. But Jeff Allen, we would like to congratulate Bobby Butler for being this afternoon's Sportsman Hot Lap Hero, brought to you by JLR Technologies. His best lap time, a 17.330.
All right, Dirt Draft Hot Laps will continue now for the Mighty Modifieds. The Belmont's Garage South region complete, and now we go to the New Jersey Quality Drywall North region, or here at Bridgeport, the Demers Heating and Cooling Sportsman now moving to the Danny's Pizza Pizzazz Modifieds. They're looking for a $100 cash bonus courtesy of ATL Fuel Cells. Aerotech Laboratories and its ATL fuel cell division have been leading the way with the creation of crash-resistant, flexible composite safety fuel cell since their inception in 1970. From its humble beginnings in a small New Jersey shop to its now commanding multiple facilities spanning 2 continents worldwide, ATL has grown into a global household name within the motorsports, aerospace, marine, and defense industries. ATL Fuel Cells, located on Spear Road, Ramsey, New Jersey, on the web at atlinc.com, 201-825-1400, or like ATL Racing Fuel Cells on Facebook or Instagram. Same deal for the modifieds. They all drew to determine which heat race they will be in, and now they will come out amongst their heat race group to time for the starting lineup positions in that heat race. 4 heats for the modifieds, just like the Sportsman. We'll invert the top 3 in time for the starting lineup for the heats. Group number 1 will have out of Wallkill, New York, Tyler Dipple. Tyler Dipple in the number 1. He is in the Tyacar Trenchless Technologies American Electric number 1. Out of Sprakers, New York, the defending winner of this race, the Hallmark International 44, Stuart Friesen. And out of Florida, New York, the Rapid Tire Panel Fast number 3, Ryan Barrett. Ryan Barrett in the number 3. We were scheduled to have Bill Deckelman out of Obenburg, New York, but he has scratched for the day in car number 90.
So Tyler Dipple set the pace at a 16.079. Stuart Friesen second quick at 16.156. Ryan Barrett third, 16.883. So no code checker flag is out. Dipple improves a 15.869. Stuart Friesen better on his second lap, still second quick at a 16.009. And Barron also improves on his second time around, still third quick at a 16.667. So Tyler Dipple, the only driver out of those 3 cars to break into the 15-second bracket at a 15.869.
Also scheduled for this event, the 13T Anthony Tramontana, the Man City Custom Homes race car, also is scratching from Dirt Draft Hot Lap Heroes. So Bill Deckelman in the 90 and Anthony Tramontana in the 13T, both having issues after earlier in the pit area. They're not reporting to the speedway. Coming out for the second half of heat number 1 is the 2025 track champion here at Bridgeport Motorsports Park, the Northeastern Office Supply, Polack Farm 6D. From Bohemia, New York, Dylan Stoyer. Rolling out on the speedway, he is the defending series champion for the High Torque New York North region and the New Jersey Quality Drywall South region out of Savannah, New York. He is in the International Hot Rod Association Westmoreland Golf Club Givens Produce number 9S, Matt Shepard. Driving out of Bridgeville, Delaware, he is in the JD Sign Company number 1, Austin Dean. And out of Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, driving the Smith Excavating and Paving number R2, Rusty Smith.
So again, Tyler Dipple setting the pace here early on in time dirt draft hot laps with the modifieds. Dylan Stoyer third quick on his first lap at 16.135. Shepard fourth quick at a 16.227. Austin Dean fifth quick, a 16.402. Rusty Smith seventh quick, a 17.383. Stoyer, second quick, a 15.988. Shepard improves, still fourth quick, a 16.135. Austin Dean slower in his second lap, still fifth quick at this point. Rusty Smith improves on the second time around, a 17.303, still seventh quick. So Tyler Dipple still fastest overall in time dirt draft hot laps after we will get these drivers back to the pit area. Dylan Stoyer, second quick. Stuart Friesen, third quick. Matt Shepard, fourth quick. And Austin Dean, fifth quick.
All right, Tyler Dipple sets the mark so far. First half of heat race number 2. Track regular, feature winner in his career, driving in the iconic Sal de Bruno. South Jersey overhead door, Thornton's Golf number 0, also sponsored by Shelton Excavating. That's the wheel, Neil Williams. Also out there in the Mini Salerno Tire Discount Center, number 4 from Montgomery, New York. That will be Anthony Perego. Former track champion at this speedway, driving out of Ringo's, New Jersey, the Izzy Trucking and Rigging Ellery's Restaurant Campout Incorporated number 26, the Ringo's Rocket, Ryan Godown. And driving out of Sayreville, New Jersey, he's driving in the Benina Heineman 126, This is a championship-winning team on multiple occasions here at Bridgeport in their history. Driving in the Big Spring Car Wash 126, that is Dominic Buffalino. And out of Canandaigua, New York, he is a former champion at the Outlaw Speedway in his young career. Driving in the Genic number 70A from Canandaigua, New York, that is Alex Payne. Very interesting mix there, Tim, of youth and veterans in this hot lap session.
It's one nice thing about modified racing in the Northeast. You can have a 15-year-old in some states running with a 73-year-old. We saw that at Middletown more than one occasion. Don't see that in NASCAR.
That's for sure.
So drivers getting the green flag. The first half of the cars that are going to make up the lineup for the second heat race of the afternoon. Dominic Buffalino, 15.936. He'll be the benchmark right now. Alex Payne, second quick. 16.132. Neil Williams, third quick. And now Ryan Godown, third quick, at 16.145. Anthony Perego, fifth quick, at 16.367. Buffalino, he'll break into the 15-second bracket at a 15.910. Alex Payne to the top right now at a 15.887. Ryan Godown now will bump Alex Payne. He will go to the top of the board, and he's going to be fastest overall right now at a 15.838. That's a 15.838 for the 26 of Ryan Godown.
Well, Ryan Godown certainly knew his way around this track in the years that he was here as a regular. The track was I won't say reconfigured, but they put a lot more banking back in the upper end of the corners here prior to the season opener. Some extensive track work, so it might be back sort of the way it was when Ryan was running well here. We'll have to wait and find out. Here's the second half of heat race number 2. Driving out of Frenchtown, New Jersey. This driver has been a champion once in his career here. Of course, he's got multiple championships throughout the Northeast in modified racing, and also at Action Track USA. Driving out of Frenchtown, New Jersey, the Marvel's welding, portable welding, and heavy equipment repair. Pioneer Pole Buildings number 1, Billy Pouch Jr. Also out of Belmead, New Jersey, the J&S Electrical Equipment number 37, the Dave Adams owned race car, Brian Papiez. Brian, a feature winner here last year. Out of Neshannock Station, New Jersey, driving the Ace Materials Active Disposal number 6, Matty Ice, Matt Stengel. And out of Boyertown, Pennsylvania, he was runner-up in that feature yesterday. Oh, so close to a win. Driving the Ronnie's Auto Repair, Stringer's Collision, Bob Hilbert Sportswear number 4M, the Spark Plug, Logan Watt.
So right now, Ryan Godown is going to be the driver in the hunt to be this afternoon's Modified Hot Lap Hero, brought to you by ATL Fuel Cells. But as I say that, Logan Watt is going to go to the top of the board with a 15.813. Matt Stengel, fifth quick at a 15.972. Brian Papias, seventh quick at 16.254. Billy Pouch Jr., ninth quick at 16.402. Stengel, he'll move up the board, third quick on his second lap at 15.841. Track getting better. Logan Watt in the 4M is right now going to be the fastest driver overall at a 15.813.
There you go, the teenager Logan Watt, 15.813. Setting quick time in heat race group number 2. He was 5th in points at Grandview last year and a feature winner. He is a one-time winner here at Bridgeport in STSS Sportsman competition. Heat race number 3 rolling out on the Speedway. A Fonda Speedway regular out of Fort Plain, New York. He is in the Highland Enterprises number 27, Jason Riome. Also rolling out, he was the winner here on opening night last night of the 25-lap modified feature in the Weak Neck Archery. Here at St. Lawrence Radiology, 7mm from Baldwinsville, New York, Michael Maresca. Also out there out of Ole, Pennsylvania. He is driving in the Doug Floor-owned Floor Machine and Tool number 16. Also sponsored by the Gibble House family, First Response, and Weak Neck Archery. That is Loudon Reimert. We've got the former STSS New Jersey Quality Drywall South Region champion and the two-time Fonda champion out of Covington Township in the Milmas Napa Auto Parts Easy Work Trucks 84Y, Alex Jankowski on the Speedway. That is the first half of heat number 3.
So Alex Jankowski will set the pace at a 16.132, but now Michael Maresca to the top. comes into the 15-second bracket of 15.890. Loudon Reimer, second quick, a 15.894. Yankowski improves on his second lap, still third quick at a 16.082. Jason Rayum, fourth quick, at a 17.074. So Michael Maresca is going to be fastest so far in this group at a 15.718. But as I say that, make him fastest overall. A 15.718. Michael Maresca now in the hunt for the Hot Lap Hero Award, brought to you by ATL Fuel Cells.
Second half of heat number 3 rolling out, led by the driver who was a feature winner here last season in the Grosso Homes. York Fence, Yaros Paving, number J24 from Montgomery, New Jersey, Justin Grosso. Also out there out of Hamilton, New Jersey, in the Volco Wheels 323, Johnny Bangs. Johnny Bangs in the 323. Also rolling out of Wurtsboro, New York. He is the Afton Motorsports Park champion last season in the Hamlet Builders Tire Discount Centers. Shackleton Auto and Truck number 16X, Danny Creedon. We also have out there out of Harleysville, Pennsylvania. He is driving the MB Roofing Extreme Mechanical number 53, Mike Gooler. Mike Gooler in the number 53. That is the second half of heat race group number 3 here for Dirt Draft Hot Laps, looking for the ATL Fuel Cell Hot Lap Hero for today's Doug Hoffman Memorial Series opener, brought to us by Delsey Steaks.
So can anyone top Michael Maresca, as he is the fastest driver overall right now? Time Dirt Draft Hot Laps. Robert Reinert second quick in this group. Alex Yankowski third. Jason Rayom fourth quick. Lap times coming in right now. Johnny Bangs fourth quick in his first lap at 16.765. Mike Cooler fifth quick at 16.802. Justin Grosso in fourth quick right now at 16.425. Danny Creedon fourth quick, 16.419 on his second lap. Mike Gooler improves on his second lap, sixth quick at 16.542. As that is going to wrap up Time Dirt Draft Hot Laps for the Bob Hilbert Sportswear Short Track Super Series Modifieds. Michael Maresca, 15.718. I do apologize. We do have one more group coming out that are going to make up the lineup for heat race number 4, but still Michael Maresca fastest overall. 15.718 for the 7mm of Michael Maresca.
All right, yeah, one more heat race, Earl. We got one more heat race, 2 more hot lap groups rolling out of Neshannock Station, New Jersey, driving the Danny Sommelier, Danny's Pizza Pizzazz, PK Trucking number 51, Ryan Krejcik. Out of Pipersville, Pennsylvania, he will be in the Craig and Leslie Pondus, CNS Equipment, Shortlow Ready Mix Concrete, Shanks Carpentry, Banks Tree Service number 6, Danny Buck. Out of Branchburg, New Jersey, the Izzy Trucking and Rigging Joe Auto Parts number 24, Sammy March Jr. And out of Montgomery, New Jersey, driving the Grosso Homes, Yaros Paving number 32, Brandon Grosso. Brandon, a former NES track champion. That's the first half of heat number 4.
So if you're just tuning in at home on FloRacing, we are just about done. Time Dirt Draft Hot Laps with Bob Hilbert Sportswear Short Track Super Series Modifieds. These are the drivers that are going to make out the first group for heat race number 4. Right now, Brandon Grosso in the 32. You see him right there. He's going to set the pace at a 15.910. Now make it Danny Buck to the top at a 15.862 for this group. Ryan Krejcik third quick is 16.020. Semi March Jr. fourth quick is 16.403. Grosso improves on his second lap at a 15.802. 15.802.
All right, final group of warm-ups rolling out for Dirt Draft Hot Laps. Second half of heat number 4, rolling out of Lambertville, New Jersey. He was a multi-time feature winner here last season, driving in the B&T Tools RAS Processing Equipment 112, Cale Ross. Also rolling out of Mount Gretna, New Jersey. He is driving in the 7M, That will be Paul Mancini. Paul Mancini, the Mancini Custom Homes, Woodhaven Lumber, number 7N. Driving out of National Park, New Jersey. He was a feature winner here last season. He's been a track regular for many years from nearby National Park to France Garage, Sakani's Pizza 2F, Mike France. And also moving out on the Speedway, driving in the 20C, the ESL Enterprises, Morgantini Racing Engines, number 20C, Cole Stengel. Cole has one career modified win here to his credit here at Bridgeport. He's also a feature winner a couple of times last year at the Action Track USA in Speedster competition. Final half of heat number 4. This will be our final dirt draft hot lap for the Sportsman and the Modifieds. The 4 cylinders, the InstaSigns Plus 4 cylinders, will be coming up with their hot laps before we have some track prep work, I do believe, and then we'll get into Penske Racing Shock opening ceremonies.
Mike France, 5th quick. This first lap is 16.643. Cole Stengel now 5th quick at 16.499. Cale Ross, 4th quick at a 15.997. Paul Mancini, 5th quick at a 16.378. Stengel improves on his second lap, 7th quick at 16.465. Ross also improves on his second lap. He's into the 15-second bracket at 15.990. Paul Mancini improves on his second lap at 16.300, 16.300. That's 5th quick. So Brandon Grasso is going to be fastest for this group at a 15.802. So we'd like to congratulate this afternoon's modified hot lap hero. That's going to be Michael Maresca. He's going to be the fastest driver overall at a 15.718. So we'd like to congratulate Michael Maresca for being this afternoon's modified hot lap hero, brought to you by ATL Fuel Cells.
Also, ladies and gentlemen, if you're joining us this afternoon right here on the campus of the beautiful Bridgeport Motorsports Park, our weekly 50-50 last night, one lucky winner, $1,255. We could probably top that amount today. See the gals come by, get up $1, give them a holler. Get into the big fan giveaway here today, the 50-50 on the campus, being sold right now throughout the grandstands and the pit area.
So we should have our 4 cylinders on deck for hot laps here yet. That'll be our final part of Dirt Draft hot laps. Here they come, the mighty 4 cylinders. This will be our final part of Dirt Draft hot laps. And again, it all gets started on every Short Track Super Series race night with Dirt Draft hot laps. Go to dirtdraft.com or download the all-new Dirt Draft app on Apple or Google App Stores. New features, new games, and new speed shop. Become the 2026 Short Track Super Series Fantasy Champion. That's Dirt Draft hot laps.
4 cylinders out of the speedway right now. The P38 car, that's Rob Weil. Dale Ball in the number 6 car. Johnny Parker in the number 50. Mark Stein Sr. in the 97 car. And the 4 car. Looks kind of like a Tesla pickup truck wannabe. That's Logan Ball. So Logan Ball has got the 4 car, the oddly shaped, it's not battery powered, believe it or not. And then, of course, keeping it in the Ball family, Dale Ball in the number 6 car. Mark Stein Sr. in the 97. Bobby Dunn, the 51X. Joe Gary Sr. in the 26. And Johnny Parker in his own car here this afternoon, the number 21. Eight cars on the speedway right now for the Dirt Draft Hot Laps 4. The InstaSigns Plus of Delaware 4-cylinder division out here. Pretty much a flat-out, wide-open, foot-to-the-floor division. The only thing you got to learn is how to navigate the turns in a front-wheel drive 4-cylinder. White flag coming out of the speedway right now. Starter Kevin Golden, 3rd generation starter, Golden family. And back to the days of the Dorney Park Speedway for his grandfather. Knew him well, great gentleman. Checker flag comes out. Joe Gary Jr. in that Valvoline wannabe number 30 car. Big ground effects nose on that car this year. Seemed to get around in some very quick time.
Absolutely. See how it pans out for him in the race. All right, dirt draft hot laps are completed. Coming up next will be Penske Racing Shock opening ceremonies before the first official green flag of every race night. Penske Racing Shocks will be presenting opening ceremonies. Penske Racing Shocks, the industry leader in providing high-quality racing shocks for automotive vehicles, motorcycles, and off-road vehicles. Every single shock built, machine, and hand-built. No assembly lines, no stamped-out pieces, no offshore manufacturing. The personalized attention provided to every product sold provides the finest reliability, consistency, and performance. Learn more on the web at PenskeRacingShocks.com. Like Penske Racing Shocks on Facebook, follow on X or Instagram. Penske Racing Shocks, PenskeShocks.com. Again, Penske Racing Shocks opening ceremonies will be coming up in just a few moments. At this time, we're going to step aside for a break. You are tuned in to watch opening weekend here at Bridgeport Motorsports Park, presented by Delsey Steaks. And this is the first event of the season for 2026 for the Bob Hilbert Sportswear Short Track Super Series, fueled by Sunoco.
Divisional sponsors this year for the modifieds on a weekly basis after they keep their speed, daily speed to the dad. For a great location, big day, long time supporter of Motorsports here at Bridgeport. Danny Summerling. Big face-to-face pizzazz. They also specialize in catering for your special events. Pizza made the old-fashioned way, much better than Grandma's old chowder, essentially. Franklinville, Millville, Mays Landing, and Winslow. That is Danny's Pizza Pizzazz, a divisional sponsor for our weekly modified division here at Kingdom. Brand new divisional sponsor for the Sportsman ranks, Submerged Mechanical Services, a team of certified HVAC contractors dedicated to delivering superior HVAC services. They put care and attention to detail in every task they undertake, regardless of how tailored and small the job is. Hard work, commitment, and great service ensures that you'll have a terrific customer experience, top quality results every time. Submerged Mechanical Services, your HVAC contractor, supporting, of course, stock car racing here at Bridgeport in the Sportsman division. It's the Signs Plus of Delaware. Just about every sign you see here at the campus of Bridgeport Motorsports Park was made in the shop of It's the Signs Plus of Delaware. They are sponsoring also our Victory Lane all season long. Track preparation week starts this afternoon. Second day of great racing action. Kicking off the 26th of the racing season here at Kingdom. The Doug Hoffman Memorial event. Second in 20 here at Bridgeport for modified. That was at 25 wins in small blocks. 92 wins in modified. Track promoter and manager at the Speedway. Promoted to Honing Valley Speedway. And of course we're talking about Doug Hoffman, who's the successful race driver in career modified, spanning over 3 decades. It began at the Park Mahoney Valley Speedway, but he went back then to promote later in his career.
And welcome back here to FloRacing as we kick off the season with the Bob Hilbert Sportswear Short Track Super Series, fueled by Sunoco here at the Bridgeport Motorsports Park, the Kingdom of Speed. As we are just about ready to get underway with this afternoon's Penske Racing Shocks opening ceremonies, Jeff Olam is going to make his way down front. Tim Pitts joins me here, and Tim, a beautiful afternoon here at the Kingdom of Speed.
It's meant for nothing other than stock car racing on a dirt racing surface. We've got a beautiful playground for these guys to get ready for their second day consecutive for the season lid lifter here at Bridgeport. Boy, if you weren't with us for yesterday's first day of the season, it was a barn burner in all divisions of excitement. Of course, we ran off that 100-lap national $10,000 not-to-win event. Winner still went home with nearly $7,000 in his hip pocket. It was great. Late race caution, 3 laps to go, changed the entire complexion of who took home the 5-digit $10,000 paycheck for third. He was running 5th at the time. The checker flag came out. Steve Davis from 5th to 3rd in a half a lap. It gave him the biggest win of his career.
So we do thank everyone for tuning in at home on FloRacing and coming out here to the Bridgeport Motorsports Park to kick off the season. A stellar crowd on hand here at the Kingdom of Speed. We thank you all again for coming out here on this beautiful afternoon.
Here with us on the campus again, of course. Check out the novelty stand downstairs, the Bridgeport Bullet Souvenir program available there. Nice full-color pullout of Matt Stengel and, of course, Stuart Friesen available at the novelty stand. While you're there, check out probably one of the nicest shirts we've ever had. We released them at Motorsports this year. T-shirts, sweatshirts, and hoodies. Bridgeport goes Hollywood, and they did a great job. Bob Hilbert did a phenomenal job. Hey, let's go downstairs right now to, of course, series announcer Jeff Allen.
All right. Thanks, guys. We're ready to go with our Hot Lap Heroes. First one of the night is Bobby Butler. Bobby, you get a bonus from JLR Technologies tonight. First Hot Lap Hero Award of the Year. You're the one to get it. Did you feel quick when you were out there?
The car felt really good, and I knew like if I could turn the car where I needed to turn and get the run where I needed to run, that the car was going to be good. You know, Mikey, my brother, really gets me hooked up really well. You know, Joe Ettinger's got the car, the equipment to go really fast, and hopefully I have a good night tonight.
You're getting it off to a really good start, right? So now you're going to be third in your heat race lineup, so that sets you up pretty good to qualify.
Yeah, I just hope we can at least stay there or go forward. But, you know, this place is tricky. You know, it's a little bit slower than what I'm used to running for the last couple of years, and but the concept's the same.
All right, go get him. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, Bobby Butler is your JLR Technologies Hot Lap Hero for the Sportsman today. Next up, we have our modified Hot Lap Hero, and this will be for Michael Maresca. He'll get a $100 bonus. Michael, congratulations, winner of our feature last night. So obviously you had some really good notes. We don't know if you did a lot or nothing to the race car, but you were really quick today. You get the Hot Lap Hero.
Yeah, we definitely made a lot of changes. We stayed up late, talked about it, and we didn't feel very good last night. So made a lot of changes just to get the feel better, and that was the best I felt all weekend. So hopefully we can, make the right changes as the conditions change and just keep up with everything, and we'll see how it all shakes out.
This got to make you feel pretty good after making all those changes that you guys hit it so good to get yourself set up for a good start today.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like before, if I would have made that many changes, I'd be a little bit more nervous, but I trust Randy with my life.
All right, good job. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, Michael Maresca, he gets the bonus money from ATL Fuel Cells as the modified Hot Lap Hero.
So as we prepare to get underway with this afternoon's opening ceremonies brought to you by Penske Racing Shocks, we're going to take another short commercial break here on FloRacing. When we come back, we're going to have more action right here at the Bridgeport Motorsports Park.
Meanwhile, right here on the campus of Bridgeport Speedway, of course, Delsey Stakes is our official program sponsor here the second day of excitement for the 2026 campaign. Brand new sponsor came on board with us in a big way. Now in 2026, Delsey Steaks, of course, they've got sandwiches, they've got toppings, they've got French fries.
Welcome back here to FloRacing's live production of the 60 Over Special here at the Bridgeport Motorsports Park, featuring the Bob Hilbert Sportswear Short Track Super Series, fueled by Sunoco. Good afternoon, everyone. I am Earl Hoon Jr., alongside track announcer here at the Kingdom of Speed, Tim Pitts. Jeff Olam about to get underway with this afternoon's Penske Racing Shocks opening ceremonies. Tim, we have completed dirt draft timed hot laps, and we were really getting down there in the teens with how quick this racetrack is this afternoon.
Yeah, it came super fast, super quick out here, and of course it's going to be that way all afternoon long into the early evening hours, and the best is still yet to come as we cap off the two-day racing festival here at the Kingdom of Speed, the Doug Hoffman Memorial Racing Weekend, and of course so proud to have been able to announce many of Doug's wins, including the multiple wins he had at the Nazareth Half Mile Speedway. Of course, I watched him begin his career at Mahoning Valley and Dorney Park. Never got to announce Dorney Park, sad to say. Also had the privilege of announcing the biggest win of his career, Syracuse, New York, on the Moody Mile, when he won, of course, Super Dirt Week many decades ago, before he went into the track promoting Mahoning Valley and, of course, right here at Bridgeport as well.
So with that, looks like we are ready, and we're going to send it down trackside to Mr. Jeff Olam.
All right, thank you, gentlemen. Welcome, everyone. It's time to go green. Today, the 2026 Bob Hilbert Sportswear Short Track Super Series, fueled by Sunoco, gets underway here at Bridgeport Motorsports Park. This afternoon, 60 Over Special honors the memory and legacy of late driver and promoter Doug Hoffman, whose trademark number 60 is prevalent throughout the program today. Championship battles get underway for both the modified New Jersey Quality Drywall South Region and the Belmont's Garage South Region for the Sportsman. Today's event marks the 10th appearance by the series here on the third different layout here at the Kingdom of Speed. On behalf of Bridgeport Motorsports Park and the Short Track Super Series, we thank you for attending here in person or watching live on FloRacing. We hope you enjoy the show. We'd like to mention today, that this is the 60 over special, the Doug Hoffman Memorial. For those of you who are familiar with Bridgeport history, you will know. Those of you who are not, we'll just like to remind you. Doug Hoffman, number 2 on the all-time modified win list here with 92 career victories. And on the small block modified win list, number 1 with 31. Overall, he is the winningest driver in Bridgeport Motorsports Park history. Also, for one season, he was the promoter here at Bridgeport before ultimately, unfortunately, passing away. And then his brother Keith took over for 7 seasons with a group that he was involved in being the promoter here at the Speedway. But we remember and salute Doug Hoffman, a legendary driver, not just here at Bridgeport, but in Northeast Modified Racing. And we remember his legacy with the number 60 today. If you'll be kind enough to rise, please, we'll have our opening ceremonies today, our invocation to be followed by our salute to country. We like to remember a couple of things here today. Tim Pitts mentioned it earlier. Lynn Peters, owner of Sports number 28, losing his mom. We extend our condolences to his family on her passing just yesterday. Also, a legendary car owner here at Bridgeport just a couple of weeks ago, Clint Harrell, passed away. Clint's father, Council, owned modifieds here at the Speedway and in Northeast Racing for numerous drivers, including winning Super Dirt Week at Syracuse with Richie Tobias as the driver. Clint then took over as car owner for the family, racing with several different drivers, including his son, Matt, who was the last driver for the family before they ultimately retired. Clint just passing away a couple of weeks ago. So if we could please have a moment of silence as we remember Clint Harrell. Thank you. And now our series chaplain, Greg Nitz.
Thank you. The Bible tells us that if we believe in our hearts and confess with our mouths that Jesus is Lord, we will be saved. As Christians, we are to know God, love God, and to make him known. George Schweigert does all of that. He's been a witness to more than one team down in those pits to bring the love of the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ to them. George does all that, and he is a man of faith, and that pleases God. George is in our Lord's hands, as we all are today, and as we all need to trust in that. That's the hard part, is trusting in the now. Let's pray. Heavenly Father, Lord, we just lift Team Swigert, George, that he is in your hands, Lord, as we are today. We pray that your guardian angels' handy mercy be upon everyone that's here. Lord, you know our needs before we ask, and we just thank you for this beautiful day, but that you're just keep us safe, help us to reflect that love, mercy, and grace that you give us to each other, and that's by an extension of the fellowship that you share. It's in Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Thank you, Greg. And for those of you who may not have been here yesterday, George was unfortunately injured in an accident here yesterday, and our thoughts and prayers with him and his entire family. At this time, we shall begin our salute to country. First, the national anthem for our friends from Canada with the playing of the Canadian national anthem. Thank you very much, Christopher Cordeau, with us this weekend from Quebec, displaying the flag for Canada. At this time, we shall pay tribute to the United States of America, our brave servicemen and women of the U.S. military forces, preserving and defending our freedoms with the singing of the United States national anthem. Would you please welcome Lisa Parks as she performs the Star-Spangled Banner?
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Lisa Parks, with our national anthem. We are just about ready to go racing with our first qualifying heat today. We'll send it upstairs to Earl and Tim Pitts.
Thank you, Jeff Olam. So that is going to wrap up Penske Racing Shock's opening ceremonies here for night number 1 with the Bob Hilbert Sportswear Short Track Super Series. We're going to take another short commercial break here live on FloRacing. When we come back, we're going to have this afternoon's heat races coming up. Stay tuned.
Joining us here on the campus this afternoon. Both concession stands are open, and we have got a menu second to nobody in the industry. Best racetrack food you'll find anywhere. Of course, we got the official Speedway sausage, premium sausage, manufactured right there by Hackettstown, Pennsylvania. Zesty Italian or traditional sweet, we've got them both. That is the Speedway sausage. How about the official beverage of Bridgeport? We're talking about Victory Fuel. No artificial coloring, no coloring at all. As a matter of fact, chock full of vitamins, more than RFC would ever even have think of taking. They've got a lot of electrolytes in there. They've got 3 different versions of it. Purple Potion, my favorite. That's the great Throttle Punch and Lucky Lemon. All available downstairs at either concession stand. Of course, they've got the piping hot pizza pie, the nachos and cheese, the traditional chicken fingers and fries, hot dogs, hamburgers, and all kinds of great stuff at both concession stands downstairs. Check out again the most beautiful piece of apparel ever released here at Bridgeport. Bridgeport goes to Hollywood, of course, commemorating our trip in the Golden Globes with the upcoming Pony movie. It's available at the novelty and t-shirt stand, the apparel stop downstairs, midway through the concession zone. Beautiful afternoon, great ice cream weather. They've also got ice cream down there as well. Concession stand.
We are back here at Bridgeport Motorsports Park for the first race of 2026 for the Bob Hilber Sportswear Short Track Super Series, fueled by Sunoco. Heat race action ready to go to the raceway. We've got 4 8-lap qualifying heats for the New Jersey Quality Drywall South Region Modifieds, the Danny's Pizza Pizzazz Modifieds here at Bridgeport Motorsports Park. And this is the way they will go to the starting lineup. On the pole position after the invert, driving out of Sprakers and Hallmark 44, Stuart Friesen. Alongside of him, the Bridgeport track champion, the Northeastern Office Supply 6D, Dylan Stoyer. Row 2 to the inside, driving out of Wallkill. He is in the Tycar Trenchless Technologies 1D, Tyler Dipp alongside of him. Driving out of Savannah, New York, he is in the International High Rod Association, Westmoreland Golf Club, Givens Produce 9S, Matt Shepard. Row 3 to the inside. Driving the JD Sign Company, number 1, Austin Dean out of Bridgeville, Delaware. Alongside of him, the Panel Fast Rapid Tire, number 3, Ryan Barrett from Florida, New York. 4th row to the inside, the Smith Excavating and Paving R2, Rusty Smith. Outside of him was supposed to be Bill Deckelman in the number 90, and the final starting spot was supposed to be the 13T of Anthony Tramontana. That is the starting grid. Heat number 1, they took a lap. Looks like we are set to go. Track is good. 8 laps, we will qualify 5, and 3 go to the redraw. We're ready to go racing. Short Track Super Series style on the high banks of Bridgeport Motorsports Park. Here they come. Green is out.
Great side-by-side start as we get underway here at the Kingdom of Speed. Stuart Friesen, the 44. He's going to set the early pace down the back straightaway. Here comes Dylan Stoyer. Matt Shepard already 3 wide off of turn number 4 for the runner-up spot.
Off to the inside corner rise the International Hot Rod Association number 9 car. That's Matt Shepard working against TD himself, Tyler Dipple, the Tycar Trenchless Technology car, while the Halmar car goes off in the sunset in spot number 1.
Yeah, Friesen, the defending winner of the Doug Hoffman Memorial last year here at Bridgeport, leads the way. Dipple second, Shepard third. Then Stoyer, Rusty Smith, the ageless veteran, holding down the last qualifying spot.
Right now, looks like the top side of the racetrack is going to be the place to be in these heat races. Stuart Friesen really starting to stretch things out right now. He has built up a even 1 second lead over the second place car of Tyler Dipple.
Well, again, back there on the hot seat, Rusty Smith from little town of Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, the Smith Excavating and Paving number R2 car. And, of course, he's got some hot shoes right there in the hallway behind him.
Heading down the straightaway now, Rusty Smith might soon be getting a little company. Here comes Austin Dean and Ryan Barrett, 2 of the young drivers in our field today. They're closing in on the veteran Rusty Smith. Meanwhile, Stuart Friesen working his way out of turn number 4 and lap number 5.
Remember, 5 cars will move directly into this afternoon's feature event. We got a 4-car breakaway right now. As this time by, guys, we're going to have 2 laps to go. Friesen, a little bobble there off of turn number 4.
Friesen washed the high side at the apex of 3 and 4 that time, brought it back down. The reality, it gave Tyler Dipple a chance to play catch-up back there aboard the number 1 car. Like Tin Soldier, they march down the back of the right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, a huge gap of space back to Rusty Smith.
Yeah, Friesen is lucky that he did not have anybody close behind him, or he may have lost that lead. He still maintains the number 1 spot despite the miscue, and he's got the lead on the Bears Performance Warehouse. White flag, 1 to go.
So off of turn number 4, Sunoco checker flag is out. Stuart Friesen is going to win the first heat race of the afternoon. Battle side by side for that final transfer off of turn number 4. A little bit of contact as right now Austin Dean is going to grab that final transfer as it looks like Rusty Smith. Something go awry there with the R2 when they were coming to the checker flag. The Short Track Super Series safety team quickly down to him there off of turn number 4, but this race is done as Stuart Friesen will get his first heat race win of the 2026 racing season.
Heartbreaker for Rusty Smith. He was in the last qualifying spot, got challenged by Dean heading into the 3rd turn, and they ever so slightly bumped together. Something collapsed in Rusty's front end, and then they got together even harder, and Austin was able to slip by. Rusty was not. Your winning driver, the 44 Stuart Friesen, runner-up the 1D Tyler Dipple. Third spot going to the 9S Matt Shepard. They will go to the redraw. Finishing up in fourth, the 6D Dylan Stoyer. And fifth will be the number 1 of Austin Dean. So we had the Troyer Dirt Car modified 2 to go. The Barron's Performance Warehouse white flag 1 to go, and the Sunoco checkered flag falling on Stuart Friesen. Lineup for heat number 2 will go this way. Pole possession in the Ace Materials Active Disposal number 6 from the Shannock Station. That is Matt Stengel. Outside row number 1, driving out of Ringo's, New Jersey, driving the Easy Trucking and Rigging Camp Out Incorporated Ellery's Restaurant number 26, Ryan Godown. Row number 2 to the inside, driving in the Ronnie's Auto Repair, Bob Bilber Sportswear, Stringer's Collision number 4, and the Spark Plug, Logan Watt. And alongside, driving out of Canandaigua, New York, in the Genic number 70A, also sponsored by Big Creek Concrete and Honey Oil Auto Parts, that is Alex Payne. Third row to the inside, driving in the Benita Heinemann Big Spring Car Wash 126 out of Sayreville, New Jersey, former opening day winner here at Bridgeport, Dominic Buffalino. And alongside of him in the Saldo Bruno overhead door of South Jersey, number 0, that is the Thornton's Golf Shelton Excavating 0 of the wheel, Neil Williams. Row number 4 to the inside, driving in the J&S Electrical Contracting, Dave Adams, zone 37. From Belmead, Brian Papiez. And alongside of him, driving the Vinny Salerno Tire Discount Center number 4. From Walden, New York, Anthony Perego. Final starting spot, driving out of Frenchtown, New Jersey. He is in the Marvels Portable Welding and Heavy Equipment Repair. Pioneer Pole Buildings, Shackleton Auto and Truck Parts, number 1, Billy Pouch Jr. So we have a little track cleanup here for Rusty going on down here. We'd like to say thank you to a couple of more people while we have the opportunity. We've got St. Lawrence Radiology, led by Dr. Michael Moreska. St. Lawrence Radiology Associates providing radiology services throughout. We have a replay coming up here on. Yeah, the apparently Rusty got some fumes in the car as something backfired in the engine compartment after he came to a stop down there, and he inhaled some of that smoke. So they were giving him a moment or two to catch his breath, and he has done so.
He's been around for a long time, and I got to admit, now he was here last year for a couple of shows between the hot lap session and that heat. It's probably the fastest I've ever seen Rusty go here on the 4/10th mile. So he got used to it really, really quick. I thought, wow, this is a great afternoon for Rusty, especially how fast that car was going in hot laps. Too bad now she's expired for the rest of the program.
Yeah, and he was in a qualifying spot until the last corner.
And he paves a mean driveway.
Does he?
4-degree banking in my driveway. Got S-turns in my driveway. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, back in 2011, have some S-turns in my driveway. Got 4-degree banking in that baby. I told him it's the only way he's going to get the job, and he did it.
Formula One style, huh?
Oh, yeah. We used to run go-karts up and down my driveway full board. And, it was great.
All right, so Rusty's okay. They'll get him off the racetrack. Some of our Short Track Super Series presenting marketing partners, including St. Lawrence Radiology, led by Dr. Michael Moreska. St. Lawrence Radiology Associates providing radiology services throughout New York, Pennsylvania, and Maine. Dig Race Products. Since 2016, Dig Race Products has focused solely on Northeast dirt modified shocks and suspension tuning. Located centrally in New York State, Dig is the industry leader in trackside shock and setup support. This hands-on at-the-track approach is what leads the design and development in delivering the highest quality shock absorbers to the dirt oval track market. Take your program to the next level and feel the difference on Dig. Learn more, 607-218-6282. Email info@digraceproducts.com, like Dig Race Products on Facebook. Follow at Dig Race Products on Instagram. Or you can visit www.digraceproducts.com. Swagger Factory Apparel, all gas, no brakes. Swagger Factory Apparel is the Northeast's fastest growing motorsport safety gear and apparel company built for real racers by racers. Race with Swagger and like Swagger Factory Apparel on Facebook or visit Swagger Factory Apparel to learn more. FX Caprera Car Companies, FX Caprera Car Companies operates family-owned and operated dealerships across the North Country of New York State. FX Caprera, Honda, and Kia Watertown. FX Caprera, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram of Alexandria Bay. FX Caprera Ford in Ogdensburg. In addition to FX Caprera Harley-Davidson motorcycles and trailer sales. Again, FX Caprera Harley-Davidson motorcycles and trailer sales in Adams Center. FX Caprera now in Central New York. Visit FX Caprera Syracuse on Huntley Road in Phoenix, New York. The FX Caprera family of dealerships on the web at fxcaprera.com. That's FX Caprera Car Companies. Watertown, Alexandria Bay, Ogdensburg, Adams Center, and now in Phoenix. DCAM Fabrication, owned and operated by Dave Constantino and Eric Mack, driven to disrupt the dirt racing industry with superior products. Their advantage is a cutting-edge approach to designing cars that are unique to any that have ever been available on the market before. DCAM also specializing in chassis repair, body fabrication, and custom products. Learn more on the web at dcamracecars.com, like DCAM Fabrication on Facebook, or follow at DKM Fabrication on Instagram. All right, looks like we are ready to go for heat race number 2 for the Danny's Pizza Pizzazz. New Jersey Quality Drywall South Region Modifieds. 8 more laps, 5 to qualify, 3 to the redraw. Heat number 2 for the 60 over special.
Dropping the green flag down the home straightaway. Matty Ice goes up to the outside of the speedway. Here is Logan Watt, and then the ring goes rocket. Slides a little bit too wide. Alex Payne, door opens up, and here he comes on the inside line.
What a move by Alex Payne to move in a runner-up spot. Watt says, watch this. I'm going to turn the car back down the hill. 3 wide for that final transfer spot. What a hell of an opening lap here for the second heat race of the afternoon.
Yeah, Anthony Perego trying to make up for a bad hot lap. He's already passed about 4 cars. Here's Payne battling Watt, the 2 teenagers going at it down the straightaway. Watt prevails. He's got the number 2 spot. Payne is in 3rd.
5 cars fight for the final transfer spot. The 8-man Perego on the inside, and here comes the wheel down the back straightaway. Really, he's into the number 5 spot already.
Anthony Perego trying to turn his season around as we get underway. Last year was not a stellar season at all, as now we got a battle for 3rd between Go Down and Payne side by side. Go Down runs it deep in the turn number 4. A little bit of contact. Payne gets back on the hammer. He'll drive back by.
Wow, Go Down and Payne battling for that last redraw spot already. Trading a little pain in the opening race of the season. Down the back straightaway, Neil Williams now battling with Dominic Buffalino. Buffalino got around Perego. He's going after Williams.
Buffalino strong to the inside. The Big Spring Car Wash number 126 car. The Bonita Heinemann owns Belgian Park. Back down to the inside against Williams. One of those cars is going to have to go to the last chance qualifier. He'll center line it down into turn number 2.
Wheel to wheel, down the backstretch they go. There goes Buffalino. He'll have the edge and officially bring him back down to the line. So he'll go to that 5th and final transfer. Things starting to heat back up front here, Jeff, as Logan Watt slowly but surely starting to creep in on the leader of Stangl.
Yeah, Matty Ice, Matt Stangel's leading, but here comes Logan. Logan was stalking Michael Maresca last night and came home second in that opening night feature. Now Logan Watt down the back, closing in. Maresca Pouch has problems. He's pulling off the pace. Off the corner, we'll get the checkered flag, and the win will go to the 6 of Matt Stangl. Runner-up spot will find the 4 of Watt, then the 70 of Payne, the 26 of Go Down, and the 126 of Buffalino. So the Troyer Dirt Cars 2 to go. Saw Matty Stangl leading. The Barron's Performance Warehouse white flag had Logan Watt getting close, but the Sunoco checker falls for the 6 of Matt Stangl. Runner up to the 4M Logan Watt. 3rd, the 78 Alex Payne. They will go to the redraw, followed by the 26 Ryan Go Down and the 126 of Dominic Buffalino. What an action-packed heat that one was. Heat 3 will go to the post this way. Pole position. Driving the Millman's Napa Auto Parts Easy Work Trucks 84Y, the Fonda champion and former Short Track Super Series South champ out of Covington Township, Alex Jankowski. Alongside of him, he is the Big Diamond champion last year. Driving out of Ole, Pennsylvania, the Doug Floor Machine and Tool. Kibblehouse family, first response, Weak Neck Archery, number 16, Loudon Reimert. Second row to the inside, the Weak Neck Archery, St. Lawrence Rheology 7MM. Last night's winner out of Baldwinsville, Michael Maresca. And alongside, driving in the 16X, that's the Hamlet Builders Tire Discount Center 16X, Danny Creedon. He is the Afton Motorsports Park champion. Row number 3 to the inside, driving out of Montgomery, New Jersey, the Grasso Homes J24, Justin Grasso. He was a winner here last year. And alongside of him, driving out of Harleysville, Pennsylvania, driving the Extreme Mechanical MB Roofing number 53, Mike Gooler. Mike, a in his career at NES, Big Diamond, and Grandview, as well as Pencan. Row 4 to the inside, driving in the Vulcan Wheels 323 OV, Johnny Bangs out of Hamilton. And the final starting spot, a Fonda regular out of Fort Plain, New York, the Highland Enterprises 27 will be Jason Riome. 8 more laps, 5 to qualify, 3 to the redraw. Heat number 3 for the Danny's Pizza Pizzazz New Jersey Quality Drywall South Region Modifieds. Here we go.
The cars approach the Sunoco start zone in turn 4. Green flag is out, and the third heat race of the afternoon gets underway. Great start by Alex Inkowski as he will jump out and set the pace in the 84 wide.
Kid rocking down the back straightaway aboard that number 84 Y car, works to the rim shot. Now 2 cars fighting already for the number 2 spot. Off to the inside line, Ryan's Loudon Reimer, and he lets Maresca, the hot shoe last night, out to dry.
Working out of the corner down the back, we got a couple of 2-car battles there for second spot. Reimer battling with Maresca. Justin Grosso was battling with Creed, but Mike Gooler not too far behind. The driver of the 53, a short track Super Series winner in his career, closing in now on the 16 of Danny Creedon.
Cooler just trying to keep pace with Creedon right now. Lap starting to tick away this time by. We are going to have 5 laps to go in heat race number 3. It's still all Alex Sinikowski out front. Loudon Reimer running in P2, and Michael Maresca still in that 3rd position.
Gooler, the MB Roofing number 53 car, got to pedal faster, got to pedal quicker. His time's wasting speedy, traveling down the back straightaway 1 spot from the transfer spot.
Here comes Jankowski. 2 seasons ago, he was the New Jersey Quality Drywall South Region Champion in STSS competition. And the last 2 seasons, he's been the track champion at the Fonda New York Speedway. The young man with a heavy right foot leads the way out of the corner down the chute, still ahead of Loudon Reimer. Reimer is keeping pace ahead of Maresca. He's got the last redraw spot in 3rd.
So this time by, they are going to see the Troyer Dirt Cars twin sticks in the air, just 2 more times around. Last time by, it was a 1.2 second lead for Alex Sinikowski. We'll look at the interval this time, no change, still 1.2 seconds. Loudon Reimer looking strong but steady, running in that runner-up spot.
White flag at a 5 this time, 4/10 of a mile remain right now. Kid rocking out of Covington Township, running like Jack the Bear right there at his tail. It's still going to be Reimer for slot number 2, Maresca top 3. Then just 2 more cars left back there. It's still going to be the 16 on the hot seat of Creedon.
Yeah, the Bears Performance Warehouse white flag was waving, but now we're going to head to the checkered flag. The Sunoco checker will fall on Kid Rocket, Alex Jankowski, followed by Reimer Maresca. They get the redraw spots. Justin Grosso, a solid race for 4th, followed by Danny Creedon. So heat race number 3 into the record book, taking home the heat race win. Driving the 84Y, Alex Jankowski. Runner-up will go to the 16 of Loudon Reimer. 3rd, the 7MM, Michael Maresca. They go to the redraw, followed by the J24, Justin Grosso, and the 16X of Danny Creedon. Heat 4 goes to the grid this way. Pole position, driving in the BK Trucking Danny's Pizza Pizzazz number 51 will be Ryan Cratchin out of Neshannock Station. And alongside, driving out of Pipersville, Pennsylvania, the Craig and Leslie Ponders CNS Equipment number 6 will be Danny Buck. Row number 2 to the inside, driving the Grosso Homes Yarrows Paving York Fence number 32, former NES champion, is Brandon Grosso. And alongside, driving out of Lambertville, multi-time feature winner here last season in the B&T Tools RAS Processing Equipment, best sales Husqvarna number 112, Kale Ross. Row 3 to the inside, driving out of New Gretna, New Jersey, in the Mancini Custom Homes 7M, Paul Mancini. Alongside, driving out of Branchburg, New Jersey, feature winner here last season, driving in the Easy Trucking Rigging Joy Auto Parts, number 24, Sam March Jr. Row 4 on the inside, driving out of Neshannock Station, New Jersey. He is in the ESL Enterprises Morgantini Racing Engines, number 20C, Cole Stengel. And the final starting position out of National Park, he was a feature winner here last season in the Franz Garage, Sakani's Pizza, number 2, Mike Franz. For those of you who may not be Bridgeport fans, Mike Franz's family has been here practically since the beginning of the racetrack. His dad owned race cars here, and then for other drivers until Mike was old enough to start driving. Now Mike's been carrying on the family legacy. Here comes Heat 4, look out.
Wow. A lot of contact here as the field was given the green flag. That was Cale Ross making heavy contact there on the front straightaway wall. He's going to fall outside of the top 5. Now we'll look back up front, side by side. We come down to complete lap number 1. Ryan Krachin, he'll be the leader. Big run by Danny Buck in turn 2. Slider engaged. However, Krachin, he was ready. He'll drive back by.
He beat by goes Krachin down the back straightaway to Danny's Pizza Pizzazz, number 51 car. Danny Sumling, we can see the smile on his 8-slice lap from here.
We got trouble in turn number 3. Cale Ross, who ended up scraping along and bouncing off the front straightaway wall here on the opening green. Moving slowly between 3 and 4. He's still moving.
Flat right rear tire
yes.
right there.
Lost oxygen. All right, quickly, Earl.
Yes.
We mentioned Lambertville, New Jersey. Here I'm going to test your racing skills. Most popular dirt driver ever to reign from Lambertville, New Jersey.
Can I phone a friend?
No.
You better would.
Of course, Jeff, you would just throw me right under the bus right there. That's a hard no.
We gave you 1 year to be a modified fan. Come on.
You did. Oh, boy, yeah. See, I'm going to run out of my 60 seconds here. Enlighten me, please, Tim.
Red and white number 2. Before you were born, probably.
Yeah.
That's probably the first problem right here.
Okay, yeah. I was only born in 1989.
Oh, yeah. He was pretty much, I think his 87 was the last year he ran. But he did run Rusty Smith's car at Middletown one night. We're talking about the legendary Frankie Schneider.
Okay, Frankie Schneider. Got it.
Who won everything from NASCAR to shopping carts.
Yeah.
And in the same day, too, probably.
Yeah.
You know?
That was a trick question for Earl.
Yeah.
Very.
Well, see that.
Yeah.
No gold star on that homework.
No,
That's it.
not at all. So,
All right, courtesy lap here for Cale Ross to get his right rear tire changed around. All right, so Ryan Krachin in the Danny's Pizza Pizzazz, Dan Sommerling, number 51. What a battle going on up front there with Danny Buck. How about it, guys?
Yeah, 2 hometown favorites running against each other. I'll tell you what, they've been alongside of each other many times at many different dirt tracks here in the Northeast. Krachin, again, part of the 2-car team this year with Matt Peck in the Sportsman ranks. Matt, of course, picked up 4 wins in 2025, and all brought to us by BK Transport and, of course, Danny's Pizza Pizzazz, the title sponsor for the Modifieds again this year. Remember, think pizza, think pizzazz.
So all of these heat races for the Modifieds have been absolutely action-packed, and that's exactly what the Bridgeport Motorsports Park brings. If you have never been here, you gotta put it on your bucket list. Make sure you come out here to the Kingdom of Speed. All of these heat races have been absolutely fantastic.
Ready reports from pit area. Cale Ross actually changing 2 tires. He can still do that in the 2-minute allotted time. So he doesn't get 4 minutes because he's changing 2 tires. He's still got to do it in 2 minutes time, and he has done so. He'll be back out to the playground, PDQ.
Well, you know, we mentioned this yesterday, Tim. The Wood brothers must have stayed overnight
Wow.
because they did that 1.5-minute tire change for Christopher Buffalino yesterday.
Yeah, that was really cool.
All right, we'd like to say thanks to JK Signworks. JK Signworks located in-house at DKN Fabrication, your one-stop shop for all graphics and sign works, from lettering to trophies to signs, both large and small, like JK Signworks on Facebook to learn more. So JK Signworks, DKN Fabrication, FX Compare Car Companies, Swagger Factory Apparel, Dig Race Products, and St. Lawrence Radiology are all Short Track Super Series presenting marketing partners for the 2026 season. We'd also like to mention Barron's Performance Warehouse won to go championship this year. Barron's Performance Warehouse making the white flag lap lucrative in all SDSS modified high torque of New York, North Region, and New Jersey Quality Drywall South Region points paying events. Points will be paid out to the top 3 drivers on every white flag lap. Heats, consies, and features at every Short Track Super Series modified points paying event. First place gets 3, second place gets 2, third place gets 1 point. Point totals will be tallied in both North and South regions. Top performers in both North and South regions will receive the following Barron's Performance Warehouse gift cards. First place, $1,000 overall. Second place, $500 overall. And third place, $250 overall. That is for the white flag lap. The top 3 runners on the white flag laps, heats, consies, features, all season long. High Torque in New York, North Region, New Jersey Quality Drywall, South Region. Shop online at Barron's.com. Guys, that is a new program this year, something different, a race within a race.
No doubt about it. We'd like to thank Barron's Performance for doing everything They do here with the Short Track Super Series. So here we go. Lineup is good. The caution lights are out. We will come back to green when the cars reach the Sunoco start zone in turn 4. 2 laps are in, 6 to go. The pace quickens. We're back underway. Great restart once again by Ryan Kracham. Danny Buck's going to follow him through. Now he's going to be challenged by the 32 of Brandon Grasso.
Cale Ross, like a driver possessed, the first 2 tire changes in that car, and he's back into a qualifying spot already.
Working out of the turn. Oh, Mike France gets sideways. A little contact from Mancini, and now Mancini's got a problem. No fault of his own. Looks like that's a flat tire, and something could possibly be broken in the back end of that car. Mike France got sideways. Mancini had no place to go. The Woodhaven Lumber and Millwork number 7M rolling to a stop here, and we've got a caution with 3 laps completed. This is heat race number 4. We'll have 4 for the Sportsman coming up, a single heat for the 4 cylinders.
On-site program sponsor right here today at the Bridgeport Motorsports Park is local Delsey Steaks. They're a popular drive-through and takeout sandwich shop in nearby Vineland, New Jersey, serving up fresh cooked cheesesteaks, nothing frozen inside their four walls. Hoagies, hot roast beef, oh baby, Italian roast pork, chicken cutlets, and breakfast egg sandwiches, all made to order. Just real freshly cooked food anytime you're hungry. Indoor seating also available. Convenient pickup drive-through wonder. Delsey Steaks, Vineland, New Jersey. They are open 6 days a week.
So Mancini has a lot of damage there to the right rear of the 7M, hence why he's going to be getting the assistance by the wrecker. So his heat race is done. He'll have to try to make repairs to come back out later on for this afternoon's consolation event. So we're going to have a restart coming with 5 laps to go. You mentioned it, the 112 of Cale Ross really making hay on that last restart there, Tim.
Yeah, regular campaigner here on a weekly basis at the Kingdom of Speed, the BT Snap-on Tools 112 car. Ross, of course, had himself a bevy of heat wins back here in 25, coming right back where we left off last season and running very, very strong here this weekend. Hats off, Cale Ross, the 112 machine.
So who are going to be the next 5 drivers to make it into today's feature event, the 60 over special here at the Kingdom of Speed. So once again, we're going to come to the green flag when the cars reach the Sunoco start zone in turn number 4. Ryan Kracham's going to get back on the loud pedal. We're back underway. Danny Buck sticks with him in the turns number 1 and 2. Buck tried to shut the door there on Kracham. However, he'll have the speed off the top. He'll be the new leader down the back straightaway.
Wow, into the turn. Look where Cale Ross is. He's in 4th. He's qualified. He might get a redraw spot. Danny Buck, the leader now over Kracham. Then we've got Rosso next in line. Here comes Cole Stengel. Stengel in the 20, making his way past Martz as they shoot down the backstretch.
Cole Stengel into that 5th and final transfer right now, but he jumps the cushion there in turn number 4, and he's going to relinquish that spot to Sammy Martz Jr. However, Stengel not going away. He'll get back on the loud pedal, pull to the inside of Martz right there. They drag race into turn number 3. This is a great battle for that 5th and final transfer.
We got problems in turn 1 and 2. Mike Franz is in trouble. Yellow lights are on. Mike Franz, the other car involved in that earlier tangle down here with Paul Mancini. Franz apparently having some after effects of that mishap. He rolls to a stop down here in the corner, bringing out the caution now with 5 laps completed. 5 complete. Make that 6.
So we do have 6 laps in the book, 2 to go when we come back to green. Has been a great duel for that 5th and final transfer spot between Cole Stengel and Sammy Martz Jr. So the 2F of Mike Franz thought he had a flat tire. That's why he came to the attention of the officials. They said you are good to go. So the field going to be given the signal that we are going to go green next time by.
Yeah, Cole Stengel back there in the number 5 spot. I guess they had a little seance going on back there because Stengel thought he was definitely 5, and yes, he was in 5th spot when that yellow came out. Last completed lap. That puts Sammy Martz one notch out of the transfer spot right now, and watch him go fast when the green flag comes out. The Izzy Trucking and Rigging team, Sammy Martz Jr., regular here at Bridgeport.
I was able to catch up earlier this afternoon with Cole Stengel in the pit area, feeling loosey-goosey, feeling great. He was ready to go earlier today. So we're going to have to see what Stengel, if he can transfer directly into the feature event here in this heat race. Green flag comes back out. We get back underway. Hard contact here side by side. Now here comes Grasso. He's going to challenge Krejcik to the inside. Krejcik will have the momentum. He'll run right back into that runner-up spot. Will come down this time by. White flag is out, brought by Barron's Performance.
Rubber is racing. The battle is off. The final ticket to the big dance out there between 3 cars, and Stengel right now smiling as he holds on to that final ticket to the big dance out there tonight. It's not over yet.
Checkered flag will be waving. The Sunoco checker coming out of the corner. Danny Buck will take home the win. Krejcik Grasso will get the redraw spots. Cale Ross and Cole Stengel will prevail to grab the qualifying spots. Wow, some excellent action here for the Nanny's Pizza Pizzazz New Jersey Quality Drywall Modifieds in heat race number 4. The winning driver, the 6, Danny Buck. Runner-up will go to the 51, Ryan Krejcik. Third, the 32, Brandon Grasso. They all go to the redraw, followed by the 112, Cale Ross in 4th, and the 20C, Cole Stengel, coming home in position number 5. That will complete qualifying heat action for the Danny's Pizza Pizzazz Modified. Stuart Friesen, Matt Stengel, Alex Jankowski, and Danny Buck are the winning drivers in the 4 modified qualifiers. 4 8-lap heats coming up now for the Demers Heating and Cooling, Belmont's Garage South Region Sportsman. Same setup as the modifieds. They did the time warm-ups. The top 3 were inverted. Pole position, driving in the 87C, that is the AS Construction Auto Credit 123 entry of Christopher Cordeau. Alongside driving in the 27A, that'll be Ryan Anderson out of Peach Bottom, former track champion here. Second row to the inside, another former track champion in the BK Trucking number 51, Matt Peck. And alongside driving in the short load ready mix concrete 04 from Bedminster, New Jersey, Mike Butler. Row number 3 to the inside, the Grandview champ out of Berkshire, Pennsylvania in the CTC Construction. Stonebreaker Cabinetry, Belmont's Garage, number 59, Colin Cox alongside of him. Driving in the Rokoski Automotive, Advanced Auto Parts, number 56 from Wellsboro, Doug Klein. Row number 4 to the inside. Feature one here last year out of Hatfield in the Straub Tree Service 22, Ronnie Solomon alongside of him. The C.A. Schullerman Sons Auto Repair, Eden East 88 from Bethlehem, Kyle Hartzell. And the final starting spot, driving the Springfield Meats, number 28 will be Brian Rhodes. Brian is out of Gilbertsville, Pennsylvania. Heat 1 of 4 for the Sportsmen.
Dropping the green right down. Cordeau coming all the way down from Quebec as he holds on to the number 1 spot. Dropping the green. Anderson's right up on the outside. They'll drag race to the wild side down the back straightaway. Here comes Mike Butler, the short load ready mix car. Fights already for the number 2 spot.
Mike Butler making some hay as we come down to complete lap number 1. Your early leader right now is going to be the 27.8 of Ryan Anderson, almost 3 wide for the runner-up spot in turns number 1 and 2.
Phenomenal drive out here again. Second day in a row by the short load ready mix car of Mike Butler, the 04 machine. They'll haul it off the turn number 3 and 4. Cox on a hot seat right there. Better watch his step. He's got a 37-year-old corrections officer in the shadow. That's the 56 car of Doug Klein.
Yeah, here they come into the turn. Good to see Doug back on the series. He's been away a year or 2. Down the back straightaway now. Look out. Hartzell getting together with Klein. They straighten it out. Keep on going. Ronnie Solomon next in line. Meanwhile, up front, leading the way, Ryan Anderson setting the pace. Ryan, a 2012 track champion here, being chased by Christopher Cordeau, coming all the way down from Quebec, Canada. Mike Butler running in the last redraw spot, followed by Peck and then Colin Cox.
You see a great side-by-side battle right now on your screen via FloRacing for that 3rd spot between Mike Butler, the 04, and Matt Peck in the 51. How about it? Mike Butler just smooth and straight as he runs right on that cushion. That's about halfway up right now at the Bridgeport Motorsports Bar. But you can see Matt Peck, he's starting to diamond the corners there and shorten up the turns a little bit.
Matt Peck goes the hot way around the Bridgeport Speedway as he works off to the inside line, coming down to the inside, down on a turn number 2 he travels. He'll try to shorten up the distance now and cover that gap between himself and Butler just ahead.
Working out of the turn, here comes Peck, moving it on Butler. That is a race for that last redraw spot. Butler has it, Peck would like to have it. Colin Cox not far behind him, working down the back chute. Meanwhile, further back, Klein, Hartzell, and Solomon in their own private battle for position. We'll get the white flag, the exotic brand white flag, 1 lap to go.
So final time around here for the first heat race of the season for the Short Track Super Series Sportsman. Ryan Anderson in the 27A will come off of turn number 4. He'll be the first car back to the Sunoco checker flag. He'll get the dub in heat race number 1. Christopher Cordeau will finish in that runner-up spot, and Mike Butler will be in P3.
Heat race number 1 in the record book, driving in the 27, Ryan Anderson. Ryan Anderson taking home the heat race win. The 87C, Christopher Cordeau, is second. The 04, Mike Butler, third. They get the redraw spots. Then Matt Peck is fourth in the 51, and the 57C of Colin Cox picking up position number 5. There they are. Sportsman ready to go for heat race number 2. On the pole, driving car number 27, sponsored by AS Contractors and Dixon Contracting, will be Robbie Emery out of Milton, Delaware. Alongside of him, driving the Millman's Napa Auto Parts, Armstrong Pole Buildings, number 91, Luke Bunting. Row 2 to the inside. He was our JLR Technologies Hot Lap Hero from Milford, New Jersey, the Ready Mix Short Load Concrete 5B, Bobby Butler, alongside, driving out of Harrington. Driving car number 4W, that's the Mexican Gray sponsored race car, Brandon Watkins. Row 3 to the inside, driving the Easy Trucking and Rigging number 14B, former champion here out of Piles Grove Township, Ethan Bell. Alongside of him, from asphalt to dirt track racing today, in the short load Ready Mix Concrete 73H out of Galloway, New Jersey, Paulie Hartwig III. Row number 4 to the inside, driving out of Bartow, Pennsylvania, the Gridiron Services number 917, T.T. Miller. Alongside, driving out of West Milford, New Jersey, the Ebers Automotive, Veris Construction number 10, Junior John Leiby. And the final starting spot, driving the AASA Land Surveyors, Fullwilder's Garage number 28L from West Milford, will be Jimmy Leiby. Again, 8 laps, 5 qualify, 3 to the redraw.
So the cars slowly roll to the Sunoco start zone, and green flag is out. Here we go. Great start by Robbie Emery as he will lead the thunder here in the turns number 1 and 2. Already 3 wide up front.
Luke Bunting, the Millman's Napa, number 91 car, threaded the needle coming out of turn number 2 in a 3-wide battle. Took over the number 2 spot, put Butler back there to slot number 3, but it's all Robbie Emery as he works on a turn number 4 this time.
In this one, as they are almost 4 wide for that 5th and final transfer. 73H of Paulie Hartwig was third, trying to make it into that 5th and final transfer. He has to get by the 14B of Ethan Bill, but right now Bill applying pressure to the 4W of Brandon Watkins.
Ethan Bill slides down to the inside of Watkins right now. Bill, of course, a track champion here at the Speedway some 2 years back. Hartwig with very little seat time here at by Kingdom of Speed, works up the banking right now, and Teague Miller slides off to the inside. He'll take over spot number 6 in the dogfight for the 1-to-go transfer spot.
We're going to have halfway coming up this time by Tim Pitts just said, and absolutely more going on for that 5th and final transfer. Right now, Ethan Bill trying to make that car as wide as it can be so he can sit right in that 5th and final transfer, but still, Paulie Hartwig is tracking him down, and he's going to bring Teague Miller with him.
Meanwhile, huge gap of space and problems going into turn number 2 right now. Jimmy Leiby into the Maytag zone, did the spin cycle thing down there on the inside of turn number 2, and he'll drive away to his own power in the Jack Fullwiler's garage. Eddie Yesick Trucking ASL Land Surveying, Lynn Peters. Motorsports, number 28 car, Lynn Peters from my hometown, about a half mile from my house, and about maybe 10 feet from the house that I was born and raised in. Matter of fact, my parents even sold him the house he lives in.
So the
history.
A little bit, I love that. A little bit of caution coming out here in this heat race at the halfway point. 4 laps in and 4 to go. Lineup is good. We should be coming back to green this time by. It's still all Robbie Emery out front. He is going to have the choice to be the first driver to get back on the loud pedal in between the Sunoco start zone there in turn 4. You'll see 2 yellow tires there. Yeah, that is where Emery can get on the loud pedal, anywhere in between those 2 yellow tires there in turn 4. So the field will once again approach that Sunoco restart zone. We get underway. Great side-by-side start as Bunting will stick with Emery as we make the back way in the turns number 1 and 2. 3 wide. Bobby Butler looking down low. They're still side-by-side. Close racing in the turn number 3 between Robbie Emery and Luke Bunting.
30-year-old auto mechanic Robbie Emery holds on to the number 1 spot. Bunting way up the banking that time. Comes back down to reality. A slide job going into turn number 1. Bunting comes out under the sunlight side of things, and Emery, right back into the number 1 spot down the back straightaway.
What a great race. They are still close. Throw a blanket over the top 4 as this time by we are going to have the Troyer Dirt Car 2 laps to go. Emery trying to make that car as wide as it can be. There goes Butler.
Ooh.
He'll put a short slider on Bunting for the runner-up spot. We got a car off the pace there on the back straightaway. The caution will fly.
Ethan Bill in the Easy Trucking and Rigging 14 car, flat left rear tire, done lost oxygen aboard that mount. And of course, we'll give him his 2-minute allotted time change to change that tire, but I think he might need assistance. Don't want to do any more damage to that tire. It might just need an inner tube.
So we are going to have a restart coming here with Jeff Allen with 2 laps to go. What an absolutely fantastic heat race we are watching.
Yeah, the Sportsmen have really kicked off their portion of the program in a great way. This is only the first of 4 for the Belmont's Garage South region. Demers Heating and Cooling, number Sportsman division here at Bridgeport Motorsports Park. And a great mix of drivers. Heat number 1 in the record book going to Ryan Anderson. Heat 2. They're going at it hot and heavy in this one.
Demers Mechanical Services LLC, of course, the best at heating and air conditioning contracting. Quality is everything, and they stake their reputation on it. That's why they strive to provide the very best HVA services to all their customers, and their extensive training, skills, and experience ensure that you're getting just that. Years of work in the field and combined with their extensive training make the high-quality heating and air conditioning services that are simply unmatched. Demers Mechanical Services, divisional sponsor here at Bridgeport for the Sportsman ranks in 2026.
Well, Ethan Bill will get his courtesy time right now. The 60 over special bonuses and awards for the Sportsman include American Racer Elias Tire at every Short Track Super Series Sportsman event. Drivers between 6th and 10th are entered into drawings to win a certificate for a free American Racer Tire, courtesy of American Racer and regional distributor Elias Tire of Indiana, PA. Learn more about American Racer distributor Elias Tire online at eliastire.net. And BA Custom Header Redraw Bonus, the STSS Sportsman driver picking the worst number will receive $25 courtesy of BA Custom Headers on the web at baheaders.com. Also, JLR Technologies Hot Lap Hero, the fastest STSS Sportsman driver in Dirt Draft Hot Laps, gets a $50 bonus courtesy of JLR Technologies. Learn more by liking JLR Technologies on Facebook. Henry's Exhaust Bonus, the driver finishing 11th at every STSS Sportsman event, gets a $50 certificate, courtesy of Henry's Exhaust of Clay, New York. Like Henry's Headers and Exhaust Systems on Facebook to learn more. And we've got one from Swift Springs, which we'll give you in a moment, but we're ready to go back to racing.
So a little contact here on that restart for the second heat race for the Short Track Super Series Sportsman. Still all Emery out front in the 27, side by side behind him. Once again, a 3 wide. Look at Polly Hartwig, the third, trying to split him on to turns number 3 and 4. Wow, you got a 1, 2, 4, 6 car battle for that final transfer.
Yeah, I could throw a blanket over, but then they couldn't see. We won't do that. Teague Miller making some great strides. Bottom side goes up. The waters part, and here comes young Polly Hartwig, 15-year-old sensation. He is in the starting lineup.
Yeah, look at that. Hartwig now got by Watkins. Teague Miller right there. Meanwhile, up front, leading the way, it remains the number 27 of Robbie Emery. Emery, a first state Delaware driver, was a late model driver for quite a few years. He gets the caution flag here, and the checkered flag has fallen on heat race number 2. Taking the exotic brand white flag and then the Sunoco checker, the 27 of Robbie Emery is your winner. Runner-up will go to the 91 of Luke Bunting. Third spot, the 5B Bobby Butler. They go to the redraw, followed by the 73 of Parley Hartwig and the 4W of Brandon Watkins. Those are your top 5 drivers from heat race number 2. They go into today's 25-lap Demers Heating and Cooling Sportsman feature event. Lineup for heat race number 3 goes this way. The Rayco Automotive number 2B from South River. 2B Junior, Christopher Buffalino. And alongside, driving the Carroll's Tree Service number 74, feature winner here last year from Boyertown, that'll be Jack Sion. Row 2 to the inside. He is a former track champion. Had a good finish in that Sportsman Grand National 100 last night, driving the Ice Less number 4 out of Elmer. That is Travis Hill. Travis, a former champion here, number 2 man on the all-time win list. Alongside, driving out of Norristown, the Rain-X professional, Belmont's Garage 22A, Adriana Delaponte. And starting on the inside of row number 3, former champion here, top finisher in the Sportsman 100 last night out of Sicklerville, the U.S. Electrical Services, BK Sheet Metal 69K, Stephen Camery. Alongside of Steven, runner-up in the points chase here last year, feature winner last season as well. In the Pioneer Pole Buildings, Springfield meets 117, Jesse Hertler. Row 4 to the inside, driving car number 87. That will be the Leland Harris Busing and Trucking 87 of Colin Brown out of Corning, New York. And alongside, driving in the RJS RWR Racing number 45 Junior, Chris Garback from South Brunswick Township. Final starting spot out of Lehighton. In the CNS London Landscape, number 21P, Ryan Graver. Heat 3 for the Demers Heating and Cooling Sportsman. Here they come.
Drop the green flag, the Rayco Auto Service 2B car. Christopher Buffalino on the inside. Jack Hill on the beautiful Carroll's Tree Service 74 car. Takes a wide line on a turn number 2, claims the number 1 spot, while 2 cars fight already back up the number 4's position. Here's Camry on the inside.
Camry down the straightaway, working on the inside, battling into the turn with Adriana Delaponte. Camry and Delaponte right there is Jesse Hertler down the back. Travis Hill just ahead of him. That's a hornet's nest right now, battling for the last redraw spot and the last qualifying spot.
Jesse Hertler in the 117, trying to make his way through traffic right now, as he's going to be on the outside looking in. He'll take the 117 right through the middle in turns number 1 and 2. Where does he go in the 3 and 4? He'll pull to the inside of Delaponte in the 22A. Side by side, Delaponte runs it up the hill off of turn number 4 to try to keep the momentum going, but got a little sideways, slowed down just a tad, and is going to lose that 5th and final transfer.
Ryan Graver had a good shot at Delaponte's tail side going into turn number 1 and 2 area right now. Moved off to the inside. He's out of a transfer spot, and it's going to be Hertler in the number 5 position. Springfield meets you can't beat. They're beat.
Here they come out of the corner, down the back straightaway. Jack Jones got the number 1 spot into the turn. Buffalino running in the number 2 spot. It wasn't too many years ago. Christopher was racing slingshots on the quarter-mile speedway. Here comes Travis Hill solidly in 3rd. Then we got Camry Hertler feeling some pressure down from Delaponte and Ryan Graver.
Down the back straightaway again. Big, huge HEW DGE gap of space between spots number 1 and 2. Yon, a regular here at the Bridgeport Motorsports Park. Buffalino right there at the bridesmaid spot on the speedway. Hill still sweating from last night's run on the big 100-lap event. Camry still 4th, the U.S. Electric, and still in the Pioneer Pole Buildings 117, second-generation talent. That's Jesse Hertler on the hot seat spot.
So the Parents Performance white flag is out. There is your leader. The 74 of Jack Jones has a 1.3-second advantage over the field. It will head down into turns number 3 and 4 for the final time. Sunoco checkered is out. The heat race win to Jack Jones right there. Second will go to Christopher Buffalino, and Travis Hill will finish in the 3rd position.
4th spot will be Stephen Camry, the 69K car. And back there by a whisker across the stripe, it was the 117 of Jesse Herfler to take that final admission ticket to the big dance tonight.
All right, your 5 qualifiers. Jack Schoen, the 74, the winning driver. The 2B junior, Christopher Buffalino, second. And third, the 4H Travis Hill, going to the redraw. Also qualifying the 69K of Steve Kemery and the 117, Jesse Herfler. All right, heat number 4 for the Belmont's Garage South Region Sportsman for the Bob Wilbur Sportswear Short Track Super Series, fueled by Sunoco, the Demers Heating and Cooling Sportsman here at Bridgeport. Pole position out of Middletown, Delaware. Driving car number 59, that will be Tom Moore Jr. He is sponsored by GFP Mobile Mix Supply and Trading Tales Doggy Daycare. Tom Moore Jr., the 59. Alongside, driving in the Sweetwater Marina number 9, track champion from last year, last night's 100-lap winner, Joe Toth out of Upper Makefield, Pennsylvania. Row 2 to the inside, driving car number 15, that is at Superior Homes, Plum Creek Farms, 15 of Adam White. And alongside, driving in the number 20 will be Ryan Simmons. Ryan in the Elegant Exteriors, number 20 out of Cream Ridge. Row number 3 to the inside, the English Construction 711 out of Clearfield, Todd English. Alongside, driving in the Yaros Industries, number 41 from Jacksonville, New Jersey, Nick Van Wickle. Row number 5 to the inside, driving the Ellery's Restaurant, Supreme Heating and Air Conditioning, number 29, Matt Ellery. He was a winner here last year. Alongside, the Vulcan Wheels 928 from Jackson is Kevin Borden. And the final starting position in the Architectural Concrete Products 27B from Horseheads, New York, Quentin Buchanan. Quentin Buchanan, another teenage driver, regular up there at the Outlaw Speedway in New York. We're ready to go. Heat 4 of 4 for the Short Track Super Series. Belmont's Garage Sportsman, here they come.
Drop the green flag. Here they come onto the outside of the Speedway. Joe Toth, of course, the Swiffer move last night. Clean swept the entire program. He'd like to make it a three-peat here today. Toth down the back straightaway, defending track champion from Upper Makefield, Pennsylvania. That's just north of Lower Makefield. We go.
Here they come out of the corner, down the straightaway. Toth has the lead. The G&T Erectors, number 9 into the turn. Tom Moore Jr., TMJ running in the number 2 spot. Following him is Adam White in third, then Ryan Simmons.
So this time by, we're going to have 6 laps to go. It's still all Joe Toth out front right now. As here comes the 20. Ryan Simmons going to look down low of Adam White, but he'll miss a step coming off of turn number 2. And he's going to let Adam White drive back by into P number 3. However, Simmons looks back down low. That is a battle for that 3rd position.
Simmons won't give up the fight right now. The Elegant Exteriors number 20 car. He takes over the number 3 spot. A slide job. White right back at him down the back straightaway. Picking back the number 3 spot, yelling, na, 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 na.
Here comes that great battle. White battling out of the turn with Simmons. Simmons and White battling. They've had track championships in their young careers, and they're going at it right now, side by side. Simmons and White. Simmons tries the slider, can't get him. Down the back, here comes the 41 of Nick Van Wickle. Now we got Simmons doing the slider again.
Yeah, guys, with these drivers absolutely raging war against each other, they are letting the 41 of Nick Van Wickle close in right now. Could we have a 3-car battle for P3? This time by, they're going to come to the Troyer. 2 laps to go.
Nick Van Wickle back there in the Atlas 41 car. He's enjoying the show too much in front of him to even get up there and break those 2 guys up. He'll settle for the number 5 spot, holds on to that final ticket. The big dance.
Working out of the turn, we got the Troyer race cars 2 to go signal. We're going to get the exotic brand white flag. 1 lap to go. Ooh, we got one awful sideways down here. That was Adam White. Here comes Van Wickle and the 41 trying to go around White entering the turn. We're on the final circuit of heat race number 4.
Final travel down the back straightaway. Yeah, it's going to be the 41 car. Van Wickle down to the inside. Checkered flag coming out that time. It's a win for Toth. Tom Moore second. 3rd spot will be the 20 car Ryan Simmons. 4th by a whisker. Adam White held onto it. And Nick Van Wickle. The final qualifier, slot number 5. Don't confuse him with Rip Van Winkle. He was doing anything but sleeping out there in a great, great run for the final transfer spot.
That is for sure. 5 qualifiers out of heat number 4. The 9th, Joe Toth takes home the win. 59, Tom Moore Jr. second. The 20, Ryan Simmons had to fight hard. He got third. They go to the redraw. 15, Adam White is fourth. And the 41, Nick Van Wickle is fifth. 20 cars are now qualified for the 25 lap. Belmont's Garage South Region Sportsman's feature, the Demers Heating and Cooling Sportsman here at Bridgeport. Ryan Anderson, Robbie Emery, Jax Yohn, and Joe Toth are your 4 heat winners in the Sportsman division. So we've qualified 20 modifieds. We've qualified 20 sportsmen. Each class will be having a consolation coming up. But before that, we have one more qualifying heat race, and that will be for the Instasides Plus 4 cylinders.
That's right. The 4 cycles coming out to the Speedway next. We've got about 9 cars in the lineup here. If they all answer the call, here's how they will be lining them up for the 6th lap qualifying run. Only 1 heat for the 4 cylinders. Rob Weil, that P38 car, scheduled to go up in the number 1 spot. Let's wait till they come out to see if he accepts that pole starting spot honor or not. Before we go back down through the list and have to correct ourselves in just a little while. Actually,